All right, I think we're back. It was a very short break. They opted out of lunch in order to go to the next round.
Yeah. So, hello and welcome back to the Beach Brawl 2026. We are going into round five. This will be the final round of the event. We are wonderfully blessed to have the matchup of Dr. Eicherman, Mr. Tyrant Ike himself, and Rusty. Although Grimkin is at top table, we did receive an unfortunate decline for streaming, but we do get Grimkin on the stream. So, for all of you that have been kind of patiently waiting and watching all of the Frontier updates to these limited factions, we do get to see Grimkin in action. That is very exciting. I think that there is a lot of valuable information that can be gleaned from watching a game like this. The scenario will be high stakes, and so, for those of you that are not aware, the scenario that will be ongoing, you will have 5 counters for health on the 50 in the middle and the 2 pieces of terrain that the people pick. If you control the 50 and it is not contested, as in an opponent does not have a model within 3 of it, you get to choose one of the 3 options, and then you get to remove a D3 from one of those objectives. If it is contested, we roll a D3, and whichever one pops up will only lose 1. So you're
What's up?
really incentivized. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Brandon, what was that?
Oh, sorry, judge call.
That's okay. He just wanted to brag about a judge call. That's all. So you're really incentivized to take control of the middle because those. It's not like hash level of value, but being able to control the removal of those tokens, especially if you have a way to be girded or blast resist from the explosion when a objective goes to 0, because after that explosion, that objective is worth 2 points a turn. So you can kind of get a little bit of a steamroll runaway train if you can get the explosion to go off in your favor.
All right, I am here again. I have great news. We've got, hold on one second. Got Eric Eicherman and Rusty Quinlan.
It's a great day to be trapped.
Alfred and Russell Quinlan, who are going to be on our stream table. And these are 2 fantastic dudes. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I do have a quick question for Rusty. Why is he
Hold on a
not
second,
wearing
hold on a second.
a Trash Dolphin jersey?
Riker wants to know why you're not wearing a trash dolphin jersey.
I wore it yesterday.
You wore it yesterday. There you go.
Okay, all right. No, that's not acceptable.
He has the size small, like ATC top of 2 grab a brew jersey. That I don't know why I have a size small, but I sure did. And I was like, Rusty, this is for you apparently. Ike has the vintage like trash dolphin jersey on, the one in highest demand.
Camera 1, camera 2.
These guys just went to the bathroom to get some water so that they could put these trash dolphin tattoos on their hands.
Good.
You guys get to enjoy that on stream. Priorities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rusty, the mat is 4 inches short, so there's technically 2 more inches.
We get to have the fun conversation of how the mat is short, but at least Ike has already played on this table, so he is aware.
That was a question I had about the last stream, is they kept saying kill box is 10 inches, and I thought it was 12.
It is.
But if there's 2 inches missing off the board, then I guess it is in fact 10.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense to me now. Okay.
So just going over terrain, kind of explaining things. Again, Ike's already played on this table, so he should be well aware. But we're looking at a bunch of corrosion. We're looking at it's basically like a factory table, and those obstructions that do have an impact on the game. Personally, I would like to see that 2 pylon 1 swapped with the gas tankers so that we can see the table a little bit better. But that's just me.
It just trades out one problem for a different problem.
It does. But that problem's over there. We don't care about it.
Fair enough.
But
No, I like that.
yeah, so very curious about the matchup. Let's pull up their lists really quick and see what we are dealing with. So, Ike has brought Lilith, no surprise there, and Valix with a trike. This seems to be a pretty popular list pairing process. We've seen him drop. Ooh, it's been 2 and 2. He's dropped Lilith twice. Once into Cyrefeld that we saw in stream round 1, and once into Wolf from the looks of it. Both of those have been scenario victories. He has dropped Valix twice, once into Ryan McCoy with Agathon, and he ended up losing on scenario, and Dustin Rayner with Iron Mother Directrix, I believe, and he won that on scenario. So every game has ended on scenario, which is a little bit surprising to me because Shadowflame Shard loves to assassinate. So really curious about how all of these games, assassination wasn't even a thought maybe. But if the opponent is conservative enough with their caster, they can actually take themselves kind of out of the game. So instead of using those resources to dump into a caster kill, they dump those scalpels into getting a huge scenario lead. And then that's kind of like, can't go through it, got to go around it mentality. Going over to the Rusty side of things, I know he's playing Grimkin. I refer to them as Grumbly Bumps. He has Dreamer and the King of Nothing. Really surprised that no Child. I know Child has been kind of a early front runner for who's got the best this old house in the slaughterhouse. And looking over his games, he has dropped Dreamer 3 times and King of Nothing once. He did happen to lose that King of Nothing game, so I wouldn't be surprised if he drops Dreamer here just because. Maybe he's a little more comfortable with the caster. I know King of Nothing got some pretty, not like drastic changes, but he definitely changed quite a bit from his previous form. So I'm not sure that bringing I believe he's a 14/14 caster, into the realm of the possibility of Lilith being dropped.
Witness me.
Dreamer versus somebody.
Valix, I think is what we said.
Interesting.
I do love that.
The one has the Colossal, right? So like the Colossal can't be dragged, right?
Colossal cannot be dragged, but also I was more thinking of Lilith can crit stagger the house to remove its initials, and I think that would have maybe been the right choice. But we won't know until the end of the game. So
the answer is no, right?
Boom, Eric, you nailed it.
Which one of these is going to be less?
It cannot be pulled because
Probably
Into the Light is worded with as a push, and a 120 cannot be pushed.
Is this symmetrical?
So high stakes is a pretty live scenario. So this is going to be pretty interesting. That being said, if we are looking at a slaughterhouse being on the table, Valix does have the tools to just delete it. His feat making everything a crit. Anything like a high. Let's just pull up his list instead of talking hypothetically.
If I'm on this side, that's gonna go there.
So.
Oh yeah, wait. It's 2 inches.
He has a trike, 2 Vipexes, so he is not leaning on the Hydrix getting auto armor pierce. Probably because he just doesn't enjoy the stat line of a Hydrix. It feels like the 12-18 is pretty weak in this meta. But with that being said, he has Wind Strikers, he has Lashers, he has Knights. All of these things have crit effects, and so on Valix's feat turn, they are going to be doing a mighty amount of mayhem. It is going to be Dreamer, Tom.
Flag.
So, the Ike has a double barrier and spike trap. I do think that the spike trap could be useful here. Looking at where that flag is going to be, I think he's probably going to pick the building.
Judge, did he go?
We already got a judge call.
Is this like separate terrain pieces?
Oh yeah, that's a good. I guess we could play it however we want. I would say yes.
I want to ask him what the intent is.
Yeah, because the whole thing would be a little.
Once again, intent being very important. I would say that those are 3 separate pieces of terrain.
Yeah, I just moved it.
20 and.
In the center, I don't know if people can realize that from this camera view or not. That is the custom vacationing Vargas objective that our own Judge Juris has created. Super cool. It is currently his Discord profile icon if you wanted to take a closer look. I'm sure there will be posting of photos and whatnot, but very cool concept of Vargas on vacation for the Beach Brawl.
Is that what that is?
It is.
That's funny.
And the 40s are involving the Trash Dolphin
What
mascot.
was the intent for these?
That
Are they
is
3
currently
separate trainings?
on
Okay.
the
Okay.
jersey that
So
Ike
you
is wearing.
could pick the acid pool, or are you staying on that side?
No, I just wanted to see them.
This
out
is
to
what
the
it looks
side,
like
yeah.
if you
Okay, so
'Cause
they
this
have not
pretty much
picked
stays-
side yet. They are just measuring
that
out
one's
the
not gonna be
objectives to
very
kind of give
different.
themselves a better
These will
idea
move
of what's
slightly
going
back
on.
Right.
if you come to the other side, but I think that the scenario is probably about the same.
Tom, I do
the
agree. I think it's going to be a
flag
very popular 50 option.
Oh, if I'm over there,
We got a little bit of a
Yeah.
camera of a
Over
corner of a
there.
laptop.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
flag is going to be almost the
Gonzo
same.
style.
Special, that's right.
we got an, oh my God.
8 and 20.
Oh, man.
Look at him go. Who cares about the players? I want to see that objective.
That's right.
Trash Dolphins.
Yeah.
Not that I saw. I don't see one.
That dolphin has seen some stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's also this Dolphin Mech 50 that they're not using.
Oh my God.
That's nice.
Look at that thing.
I think you
Got
went
a little
for-
Dolphin pilot in there.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
you're right.
amazing.
21.
That's cool.
It's still within
Range of that.
Yes.
I'll take that second.
Oh my God. These guys pick sides yet? Who cares?
So before you
Hurry
go,
up.
let's just shift everything real quick.
Yeah.
Since it's
Yeah, I'll do yours, you do mine.
yeah, sounds good. So you're gonna be second player on this side,
Yes, sir.
which means 23.
I love that we're seeing not only the wonderful page
14
that
still
a
there.
community member has created
And
to help with the measurements on whichever side you are on.
It does pull this
We are
forward.
also
Yes,
seeing the
that's
other
it.
side of the spectrum
Yeah.
where Ike has physically flipped his phone. So we
this
get the
is
whole
That's
kit and
good.
caboodle.
This
Well, that
goes-
And
he
then
doesn't
this
even have to
flag
do that.
goes
There's a
50,
button where you can
just
choose
goes
which
back.
player you are, and you can flip it just by
Yeah,
pushing the
absolutely.
button.
But here we
Yeah,
are.
And then-
yeah, but here we are.
Is there really a button?
Yeah,
That is
yeah, there
news to
really is a
me.
button. I can pull it up.
Oh my
I
God.
think I still have it up from yesterday. Yeah, see.
The wall
Oh,
now?
whoops! I got to share screen to
so.
do it.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
That's a lot better for you.
Okay.
looks like they have chosen sides. I believe Rusty is going second, so he'll be choosing the other side. Apparently, he liked the flag a little bit better. Shout out to Jeff Zach for creating that measuring stick tray. It's a really awesome kit that just has everything you need for it.
It is nice.
Also, yes, from the comment, I do agree that Brandon has just been lights out this year on creating things from Lipcoin to Vargas vacationing to these Trash Dolphin objectives as well. So we are still just getting ready. I hope everybody's having a great day.
Did you
We
move chairs too?
No, I just brought your jacket
Oh, okay.
over there for you.
In case you get cold. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man.
Tom, you are getting a Grimkin printed.
take
So
this
what
giant
are you looking
asshole
to
out.
play
You don't need that.
in Grimkin? So we are assembling Mechagodzilla over here in the Trichimerics, putting all the tails into place and putting all the random heads on. We have the Slaughterhouse dead center, looking good. That is true, Steve. You are here for the last round of the event. So looking over Ike's current Trichimerics build,
Can I get a shirt from you, Rusty?
we have a 29-point trike, which is pretty cheap,
So are you gonna
honestly.
make it the tower?
This model being 27 to 37 points, kind of a ridiculous number, if I'm being honest. But
We know how that goes.
we have the many-eyed head. That is the purgation head, allowing him access to arcane dampening, which is almost never used. But
like one?
it might possibly be used just because of access to Abyssal Gate. We are seeing the Flame Head. That is just the regular AoE 3, POW 15, 10 crit fire, range 12.
So my deployment will be 4
The
inches.
Bicorn, which is the critical
going for
armor
six.
pierce. But remember,
Yes.
with Valix's feat, all of those are going to be armor
And your
pierce. So he
deployment
can
will
just
be 9 inches.
destroy God. Whatever he wants to kill, he gets it.
Yes. Thank you for
Um,
reminding me.
We have the
Once we start
negation
the game, it won't
tail,
matter, but-
which will
Yeah,
be a
yeah, yeah.
very big deal. It will not allow Dreamer to Abyssal Gate anything. And it's, I could see it being a bigger deal. We see 2 clocks over here, clockatrice, We have a slaughterhouse. This appears to be a very balanced Dreamer list. Just kind of bring in the all-stars. Zacchaeus, who recently became a Grinkin model, which is pretty cool. When he was just a merc. But going back to the Trichimerics, we have the Frosttail, applying a Storm Chiller, which is a nice crit stationary, or just push models back. Rate of fire 2, a bunch of boosted damage rolls. We have the Barbed Tail for crit pitch, but again, on Valix, he can just pitch stuff. I will not be surprised if we see some pitches, because being able to pitch a Clockatrice to knock it down, just kind of keep it in place, or just kind of throwing things around willy-nilly for free because you're taking the attack anyways. We're seeing the measurement being placed for the Spike Trap currently. It's a really awesome spot to be dead center.
I know.
Deployment for Ike has already been measured. I think a goal of this game is going to be Valix needs to take up as much board space as possible. This could be a possibly grindy game, but Valix is still a amazing assassin. He threats 17 on his own with Vanish and Charge, and Dreamer sure does have victim stats. Typically, Wraithwalker is kind of the thing that saves her, and he has magic weapons, so he ain't scared of no ghost.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Still get cover.
So looking over at the scenario, I think it's going to come down to literally, can the Slaughterhouse get enough value out of Into the Light? Can he cheat an early trade? Wait a minute. And is he going to be able to cheat an early trade? And is he going to be able to remove enough scoring elements from the Grimkin force to make scenario a problem? This list on paper for Dreamer is actually pretty scary. It has a lot of really great modules to attrition very well, but as you can see, it's very model light. So he's kind of previously, through every other year of Dreamer's existence, part of her game plan was to kill models, turn them into phantasms, and then contest or score with those models. Now they are inconsequential, so he can't he doesn't have a get out of jail free card.
I didn't say I was going to be successful.
That being said, because of Artifice of Deviation, you can't really sandpaper the list because everything's going to have cover, everything that matters. Looking over, we have a combat Vipex, a Hunter's Mark Vipex, and he can really kind of push that threat range. I really think he needs to ram the Trike, just kind of take something, anything, even if it's just a Clockatrice. Take that away, say, you can't kill my Trike, probably through Manifest, but realistically, his pie in the sky goal is to take the house. If he can alpha and kill the house, then I think he's just in the driver's seat for the rest of the game.
Sure. Oh, look who big brain.
And it's going
to Dan, if you take a look at the table, you'll see that the monster at the end. Let me switch views and we can find that.
Classic.
Is important.
Okay.
So, hold on. I'm bad at being a producer. That's not the one. How does this work? Oh, there it is. That's why. Okay, we found it. So, you can't see it here. I'm going to move it into frame. It is Viking Berry, which is Rusty's favorite monster.
That is my favorite.
Can you see the Viking Berry now?
So good.
I don't.
It's his preference. This monster juice. You probably can't read it. It's Viking Berry monster. All you need to know is that's Rusty's secret sauce. If he doesn't have one of those, you're going to beat him.
But he does have one of those, so he's going to win because.
So Ike's in trouble.
I mean, what's Ike's drinking though?
You know, Brandon, if we would have had that extra 2 millimeters on the edge of the table, like I asked, we would have been able to see that Viking Berry juice. And
no, you can. Ike is drinking a rehab recovery lemonade and tea monster, or something like that.
That's
the elephant monster. Much more boring.
Yeah, that's a weak monster, bro. Like, come on, what are you doing?
Oops, that is not what
Oh no, the whole camera's gone.
Cards you take, blessing, defense.
That's not what I meant to do.
Look at Penny.
Yes, sir.
So I will personally have to look up Viking Berry Monster and try it myself. But looking through, we seem to have Duck and Cover, Blessing, Hit and Run, and Lucky Penny on the side of Ike. kind of the all-star list of command cards while we still got them. Looking at Rusty, who is his command cards are a little more important because of the Arcana. We are looking at Accursed, Fortune's Path, Ill Omens, Labyrinth, Ruin, Sacrifice, and Shroud. I don't know if you picked up on that or not. He is running no regular command cards. It is all Grimkin Arcana. So it is going to be a pretty interesting game where he effectively just said, I'm going to play 2 Arcana a turn until you say I can't. I don't think Ruin is going to have an exceptionally big impact into Valix in particular. Ruin I've found to be kind of one of the weaker Arcana, just because you need to activate it prematurely instead of reactionary. Yeah, the stream events have been freaking amazing. Rhinecon crushed it. It was so awesome. These guys have been doing a great job with the first day of this event. The Gem City IGQ, I believe it was Collateral Damage, streamed their event. Just lights out. This community is just crushing it. Super happy. Oh, yeah. Those command cards are neat. They are made by the very same Brandon, who seems to be making everything that's awesome. Good on him. Yeah, Greenkin Feet Buffet. I agree. So with that in mind, I don't think that the Shroud will really do much either. He does have the guidance unit to just kind of ignore that. So now, that kind of offensive bonus that we're getting from these Arcana are just kind of being negated by either not being valuable or not really having an effect at all. So that being said, don't get me wrong, Fortune's Path is still a great Arcana, and so is Ill Omens.
I have 3 copies of Guidance.
Let me just grab the wording really quick to inform the people at home. So Ill Omens is going to be while within the control range, you suffer -1 to attack and damage rolls. Because it is the Dreamer, which is the big deal here, because she is the Warlock, models in her battle group also gain dodge. This is a really big deal because of the Clockatrice stutter ability already. So if you miss him, he moves. If you take an aspect out, he moves. So super mobile, super annoying, very good stat line. I think that it will come up this game.
Bill's gonna be a little tricky.
That being said, I can circumvent this by saying, oh, hey, that's cool. I feat with Valix. These Cav go in. Cav charge. You're knocked down. Moving on. So there is counterplay. And as we can see, those Cav are way up top, and these clocks are way towards us. So we'll see if he kind of follows through with that mindset. Building off of that, Fortune's Path, which is I think going to be in every Grimkin list for this entire year, is effectively the opposite of that. Friendly Grimkin models against enemies in the Warlock's control range get +1 to hit, +1 damage. The increased version of that is with Heretic. We don't see Heretic. We ain't got to worry about that. We are seeing the Frightmare, which was a model that we didn't really see at all. But he is now the access to give models eyeless sight. So this was a bit of an issue for the faction previously, that they could not see through stealth, and now it's just a possibility. So it looks like we are fully deployed. Looks like the Wind Strikers are going to ambush. I'm guessing their job is to just tie up that flag. All right, we are underway. Unless I think Rusty might be. Oh, is Rusty thinking about? There's no prey, is there? He's thinking about something.
Okay.
The
bloody Parliament.
Right. Here we go.
Handshake, good sportsmanship.
House is speed 5 and range 12.
Yes.
So 22 for the.
So we get to have the fun Grimkin skidoo of I don't know what your models do.
Yeah.
So we are just pre-measuring things. I think he is looking at possible clouds, which we just talked about. He does have access to eyeless sight, So I really hope he doesn't bank on the cloud.
Acid cloud. Yep. All right.
I would be very
Mark's gonna run
concerned because, as I
right here.
said, one into the light really bad trade could be extremely detrimental for him. Now, kind of looking at this, outside of Abyssal Gate and Dreamwalker, the threat ranges on the Dreamer list are not that amazing, and we're talking about a Shadow Flame army with Hunter's Mark and ridiculous around 13 to 14-inch threat ranges pretty much everywhere. And I'm not super sure how
Valix is going to put
the Dreamer army is going to navigate accepting this alpha.
Vipex, the sidesteppy Vipex. He's going to put Marathon or Crimson Ballet onto himself.
And yes, I do think there's a lot of targets to get sprint off of as well. Being very careful to stay out of that. Again, don't let your opponent roll dice into you. Because if they roll a bunch of 6s, then it doesn't matter. But especially on a, I'm going to drag you across the table, is something that you should be keeping in mind.
This Paragon's going to run.
So we're just double checking, making sure everything is within the -3 range, which is a big deal because the Slaughterhouse is only range 12. Going down to range 9, being speed 5, it's a really small bubble that he actually has to worry about. I think that's going to be definitely a huge aspect in the matchup. This is the Murder Vipex. Mainly called that just because it is much more combat focused. The other Vipex is just kind of there for Hunter's Mark and just happens to be a pretty good beast.
Is going to run. This Vipex will run.
Pythia being more of a support bot, kind of helping out Valix. There isn't really too much he wants to arc offensively. Hallowed Avenger is nice, but realistically, it's not too much that she's doing there. That is a lot of snake in the middle of the board. You are correct.
Belligel's going to run. These guys are going to walk.
Everyone's favorite Merc model that almost no one can take, Belligel.
I'm going to take one off of...
My favorite part is always charging him and finding out that dude is Def 14. Missing him is heartbreaking.
These Cav are going to run.
This Cav positioning is going to be very important. So he's going super wide. Okay. Again, this is what we talked about initially. The objective of I'm going to spread you out. You do not have a lot of models in your list, and I'm going to put a lot of scenario pressure on you. So once again, this is a really wide take, but at the end of the day, he is threatening that flag immediately. And I'm actually a little concerned about what is going to score that flag for Rusty. Because if he's just going to throw one random model, it may take a couple turns, but those Cav will kill it. Again, just staying out of threat, doing his due diligence, staying in warping winds, hitting. I think if you take a drink every time a measuring tool hits a wing on a Chimera army, you will die of alcohol poisoning. So don't play that game. Lashers being a pretty big deal just because the armor stat outside the Slaughterhouse is not exceptionally impressive. He did just move a Death Dealer instead of a Lasher. So there's a Lasher still in this deployment zone.
So, Dan, Ike actually has a lot of practice lately playing into Grimkin.
Yeah.
Between games he's played at events, and then one of our locals, Mike Sterling, who's actually in the finals today at the top table, has been playing Grimkin. The reason the top table is not being streamed is because one of the players has opted out.
Yeah.
And it's really important to me anytime that we do streaming at an event that players have complete agency over whether they're on stream or not. So that's why we're not watching that game. But I expect Ike to have a pretty good grasp of what his game plan is going to be into Dreamer based on his recent experiences. So I think this will be a really good game for us to sort of see how they work and what some counterplay looks like from their opponent across the table.
Oh, and both players are
Oh,
accomplished
no,
players, so like it's
6
going to be good
for
quality
18?
either way.
18.
I know both these guys personally, and they're both amazing players, and I think that it's still there's still a lot to learn from their approach to this matchup. I think it's nice that we're getting a live scenario because I think if we got like payload or something like that, the matchup would kind of shift in different ways. But because you need to be in
And off the
multiple
board,
areas of the
range
table
throw for
and
those
being
guys is
effective,
11. Yeah.
I think there's a lot to learn.
For shooting, yeah.
Kind of a similar question to Ike too is that like how are we scoring that flag? Are we just gonna run the death dealers over there? Are we just gonna do Pythia? Pythia is an option. He doesn't really have the means to reach out and just kill a model with Dreamer. There's no like crazy arc node. There's no, I'm gonna run this guy and do this. Like clocks can kind of walk up and have a gun, but it's not their main go-to. We're seeing the Nayslayers start to walk up, and I'm just double checking if they're going to all fall down.
You won't be able to Hunter's Mark then.
Tom, I 100% agree. Like I mentioned, I think the Shroud is kind of negated by putting 3 important models with guidance and just kind of activating the way he wanted to anyways. And
Arcane attacks, full knockdown.
So he'll knock him down.
so we are doing all fall down, I believe. And then unfortunately, the UA itself, the Warhorse, does not get it, so it will have to repo back.
A little bit back. Just out. He is just out.
And hopefully stay alive. Otherwise, they no longer get Rise, and they are just on their butts. Normally, you kind of have a get out of jail free card with this concept because you can put the fires out. But as we said, his command cards do not have that. So this is an opportunity for Ike to kind of steal something. Zacchaeus is super cool. I am so happy that he is a friendly faction model now. It was kind of silly for him to be a Grimkin model and not be there. But this could be a game that he shines because, as you can see, he is positioned to just bolt up the table and take that flag.
Yeah, have some respect. We're just gonna move.
Have some respect.
It's within 2 for the AoE, right?
So, as I said, he's just checking to make sure he's outside of 2 so that the AoE doesn't. And now we're realizing, as I said when I was reading the Flame Tail, it is AoE 3. So we're just making sure that we're not giving free Nayslayers just because something is in the area code of them. Looking over, like I said, I'm not crazy about this Zacchaeus placement. I think he kind of wasted the first turn. I think he is speed a bajillion. So getting to that other side of the forest, I think would have been helpful.
We gain a corpse.
And unfortunately, as we just talked about,
hang out there.
that wagon needs to get away from those Nayslayers. Otherwise, he's putting a huge target on his back. Ooh, that might bite him in the butt. I'm a little concerned about that.
Isla sight or just guidance? Do you ignore cover?
Guidance, no cover ignoring.
Okay, that's helpful.
I do have Bladed Gale, which is a spray, but
yeah.
Okay, so just listening to the players while they're going through the turn.
Okay. Dreamer's gonna go.
Okay, we got the big dream activation.
Dreamer.
I think she's gonna walk up to that wall.
Incorporeal.
Ooh, that's spooky.
I have to declare it my.
No, I know. I'm joking.
Spooky.
Go there, so she'll gain cover from that wall.
Sure.
She is going to. Put them too far away.
Is she gonna artifice a deviation? That's gonna be the main question. Like, how much fury does she spend, and how comfortable does he look?
Okay.
Because I'm sure Ike is just staring
Put an artifice up.
at Dreamer right now. He is putting artifice up, so he is willing to spend the fury. One of the big shocks to me personally is that Valix did not bring the shades. The shades with feet for Valix is an assassination in its own. So really surprised to not see them in the list.
Well, you don't have an arc node, do you? Oh, I guess one of your.
I don't. One of my
your
bees
duders
can.
be
He is
big.
correct.
Yeah, I
One of the
should have these a little bit
phantasms is an
closer
arc
to
node. It's
show
the
when I put
medium
barrage on
one.
them, but we're gonna close. no matter
So
what.
he does have some medium bases
We're
that
both
he
playing
can
melee
kill.
armies, so-
The large phantasm
He's
provides
gonna run into the
I got
arc.
bulldoze,
I got
and the
guns, have
small
some respect.
phantasm provides marked
My
target.
wind strikers are gonna blow you off the table with their tootie horns. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Something to keep in mind too, that is not
Completely
nothing.
just
Those wind
Measure,
strikers can
touch.
come off the
Yeah.
board
This clock's gonna go
and
over
puncture.
here, we're just gonna touch that.
So if he's not
Gonna get
careful
there.
with the Baron,
This clock's gonna run
he could just die.
just up and over.
But also on top of that, again, like I said,
That.
if he's just
Just out of your
getting the
charge
flag
range.
with the Baron, the
Sure.
frog at
Yeah,
the top,
13 of that guy.
Tom,
This
I
guy
have
is
seen the
right
Shades
up
do
there.
crazy stuff with Valix. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a really tough time not
They're
bringing them.
done. One on each. House is just gonna shimmy,
but,
shimmy up to there.
Shake.
That's what he does.
Got it.
Boop boop boop. Take
That
one
is
off the
correct.
table.
There is a lip coin on the table. There's quite a few of them, actually.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Horsey poo.
It looks like she's camping about 3. So
just gonna move
she's
back
probably relatively safe. Him not checking the threat range from that point, from like the trike or something else, I would be a little bit concerned. But again, he could be kind of rope and doping.
Here.
Saying like, hey, my caster's got pretty good stats. She's behind a wall. Maybe you try it, but
yeah, I just shimmied
okay.
it forward.
Cool.
so we got
Alright.
the clocks on the front lawn of the
I'm
house.
scared, man. I'm real scared.
1, 2, 3.
They got cover.
We were short.
Let's
one,
see what
left
Ike
one on
can
the,
do.
the trike intentionally, but we probably didn't need to since you didn't have any arc nodes.
Not yet.
I'll just pay 1 to upkeep.
Really curious if he is going to
Crimson
run
Ballet
Pythia to the flag
/Marathon
or use it
and
as like a
get,
hunter's mark.
Free 1 on Hallowed Avenger.
Oh, you
So he'll
I
be on
don't
4.
believe he
Yep.
used any Arcana, which could be a really big deal
Do anything crazy with
because he has to
Fury
use
this
them
turn, so I don't think
proactively
we'll
now
commit.
instead of reactively.
We'll operate some stuff.
Seeing a little bit of apparition.
As we can.
It is a pretty open
We have
field
to
in the
think
middle.
about
Um,
ambush this turn.
However, neither of these lists are really a gun line, so I think that they just, we're just kind of jockeying for position.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I don't know.
Dreamer gets the wall and Artifice, so everything is effectively
your-
in cover
your
anyways.
Parliament can do a spell off the table edge.
They can, yeah.
Range 8.
11. Yeah.
They
11
get
is
Dark
correct.
Seduction off the table edge. It's
I
very
thought you meant it was
scary.
Range 11. I was like,
They
what?
can also use use health to reroll that Dark Seduction, so very scary.
What's the spell?
Dark seduction.
Dark Seduction. It is Dark Seduction. Okay. Gross. We don't want you to dark.
That is correct,
seduce me.
Ike. It is gross.
Oh, we like to seduce.
You do. You do.
So what's really
okay.
bonkers here is that
How many wings
you know,
do
if you
share?
just run to the flag,
These guys are
they
13
get
base?
3 Dark Seductions to just move you off of it, and the
These
Baron
guys
can then
13?
score
Oh,
his
definitely,
flag.
yeah.
Easy peasy, no problem. If
Yeah, you're good.
you don't do it, the Parliament
These
can
guys
come
are
onto the
11
board
'cause you
and just
didn't
walk to the
barrage
flag
them?
and score it.
Correct.
They can do that on
These
both
guys
sides
are
of the table.
11.
They are speed 6. They threat 10.
They throw 10.
I have no way to speed them up in this arena.
So again, as we talked about earlier, this is a really
Okay, so
big
my
deal.
house actually
The
could
fact that the
stand
Clockatrice
here
only
and
threats
take
10
hero
inches
charges.
really limits what he can actually do
Including
on
house.
his turn.
House threats 10 as
Um,
well.
What I foresee happening is he is going to stay out of threat ranges. He is going to then make a big push,
Can still
go
go
up a
out.
little bit on
Can we blow
scenario.
up my wall
Valix
already?
is going to feet
Probably.
and just table him.
That's fine.
He's going to be -1/-1 to hit into damage.
2, 4,
But I
Um,
truly think
yeah, I think
that
that's fine, and
the
then we just
trike
back up
will be
around it
able
again.
to clean up quite a bit.
Stay outside. Make sure my caster's outside of any draganigans.
He's
Drag-
talking
drag-
through all the
drag-
stuff that I just said.
draganigans.
I like that.
We need to respect the table edges.
Respect
What's
the table
the
edges.
arcane
Yep,
attack
got to
on
worry
Parliament?
about those dark seductions because his models are very elite. They have very good mat, very good cow, and almost 9 times out of 10, if you really think about it, your own models are very good in at killing your own faction. So usually the
Alright, we're gonna set
stats
up
work
shop
out
with death
to
dealers over here
like
in
if a death
cover
dealer swings on a
against
death dealer,
ambush.
a very good chance that he's going to put a hurt on it.
Yeah, that seems good.
So as it was just posted, just as a shout out to the organizers, there is a mix of terrain
Do we go with
across the
trike
tables.
first, then? No shield guards, right?
This just happens
No,
to be
not
the
this time.
table that is the stream table. So we're seeing the same terrain layout a few times.
17 cover?
But yeah, so
12.
it's good to mix and match just so that it's not just a
I guess that's
parking
free,
lot
though.
or a jungle.
You're gonna time lock me with your stupid clocks after this?
Yes, 100%.
100%. It's fine.
Time walking with the clocks. Come on, that's funny.
I don't need guidance because I can see around the cloud there. Guidance doesn't help me with anything else, so I think we can go with the trike first.
Can crush your wall.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
tear
dealing
down
with the
that
big
wall.
man trike
I'm gonna hit
first.
it, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way.
All right, we are
So
destroying the
we'll go
wall. I thought
two.
it was going to be a little more careful to maybe keep the wall around, but
Uh,
nah. Godzilla needs to
4.
go a stomping.
I'm just gonna stand right there. Okay. I think I shimmied a little bit closer to you, so I'm just gonna double check the 10s, but I think we're good. Yeah. Right? No way to make that
Okay, so
faster?
staying out of threat, getting into gun range.
Not against. You can't abyssal gate my trike for 2 reasons.
Correct.
He's a fat
Numby,
boy.
you are
He's a
correct.
boy.
Clouds are
He's a
not what
fat
they
boy
used to be.
and,
It
just doesn't
seems
have
like
to
everybody
We're
bought
gonna boost a
glasses over the
frost
year.
tail at this guy.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, so we're taking some
Okay.
shots. The clockatrees are going to be depth 17.
You're 17, so I need a 12.
You do.
So yeah, needing 12s.
Oh, big time. Yeah,
one.
that is gonna be a 12, and I'm gonna
12
crit.
exactly. Yeah, you are.
You have a stationary token?
I do. I got
Thank you.
Oh
We're gonna boost
god,
damage
that is
'cause
such a
you're
huge
crit.
crit.
I'm
Wow.
20 effectively right now.
That is going to
Stupid
blow the
card.
game wide open.
Off 7.
Sure.
Take 2 to the 2.
So now
Got it.
the clockatrice,
Let's see how
The-
close we are to you.
the wagon.
We could push you out, so we're not gonna push on this one. We're gonna take the. They don't have vengeance, right?
They do not.
We're gonna take the flame head. You're now def 9.
Yeah.
So now
need
he's
a
def
4?
9
Yep.
because of that. He might get a. I
Hit,
don't
no
think.
crit. AOE
he
3
gets-
is gonna catch.
No,
I
it's
don't
going to be the
think
house, the
Mace Layer, now that I
clockatrice,
think
and the
about it,
wagon.
These 3.
Yeah.
Pow
20.
10 here. Off 10.
Off 10 shouldn't really do
On the
much.
house. No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
On the cart. No, I don't know why I'm rolling them.
Because you have to roll them
Boost
like.
damage. If I clock now, it'll all come
You
back
go
to this
back and
moment.
be like, ah.
Dice
Um,
off 5 on the clock. 4 to the 2.
2. Got it.
We're gonna
Dice off.
tag
I mean,
you
it's not a
with
bad
the
boost damage
last,
roll, but like again, it being
Ice Tail,
stationary is such a big deal.
needing a 4. We hit.
Because now he's getting all these
boosted
boosted damage
on
rolls
it.
instead of having to boost on to
Dice
hit.
off 7, we said.
Yep.
So this is why it's such a big deal.
2 more to the 1. I think
it.
that was triple.
Except he
three
rolls
for
like
damage.
doo-doo, so it doesn't matter.
Now we push you. You just go back as far as you can.
So now
on the
we're
line,
limiting the
like,
10-inch threat range from
off the cart or
the
house,
clock
whatever it
existing
is.
already. No way to speed it up.
And he's
We're
cold.
pushing
He
it
hates
back.
it.
We're taking up more of the board space,
We'll
and
shake it later.
but again, that's not gonna
Oh,
matter.
that's right. You could just use-
Exactly, Eric. What is the follow-up to the trike activation? He doesn't really have many guns in this list. So once again, I hate to be that guy, but like Shades would be really nice to just kind of walk up,
Gonna
shoot
walk
the
here.
stationary guy, repo away, be annoying.
Here.
But unfortunately, he doesn't
Gonna
have those.
place-
So we took our damage rolls, but because
Here.
it's stationary, you got a bunch of boosted damage rolls that the Shadowmancers can then condition off. We're looking at. I'm so super curious what he's gonna do with the Cav. I think because he is checking where the Bloody Parliament can actually target anything, because it's 3 inches off the
This one
side.
over here, if you're okay with that.
It's I think he's going to audible and just push the Cav into his 40, and just play it safe so
Oh,
that
we're gonna run this
they
bypass
just
parade.
can't roll dice.
Within 5
but
of all of these death dealers.
We will have to see. If he does that, he does open up the possibility of
We'll go
the
even
Baron
slightly further.
walking over and scoring that flag. And if he can be behind the building, then the Cav won't be able to get to him.
Yeah, we'll
So
do
that
that.
kind of puts him in an awkward
We
spot.
got
But
that.
realistically, he's going to be putting
that.
the wind strikers. They're going to ambush off the side and contest the flag. So it's going to be a back and forth. We're going to see what happens. We are also going to see a weird parlay interaction where the Baron can just parlay and put the wind strikers in a weird spot. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Valix backwards, so that he's outside of 19.
So
it is 19, right?
It is 22.
Paragon will be -3.
Oh, yeah.
So
yep, just going through.
Camping 4.
My guess is run with the house and ancillary, but even that doesn't feel amazing. Yeah, he has carry on a rose. Okay. Grave Ghoul does also give a reroll. So I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of ancillary plans, just because, especially with caster stats, he is only Rat 5. It would not be boosted. Hi, Brandon.
So, sitting on the side of the table, just watching them, staring at the quick fangs, waiting to ambush, and the bloody parliament, waiting to ambush. I think that Rusty's next turn probably involves him ambushing the parliament, doing 3 dark seductions on those 3 death dealers sitting over there, maybe swinging at the Vipex. Probably being able to do a surprising amount of damage if he wants to on that side of the table. And then Ike might have a difficult time responding with the models that he needs to clear them out at that point if they start scoring his flag there.
I think it's going to come down to the death, the hit rolls and the death dealers. So like once they hit, they can damage. Now we're getting finisher, but even without, they're still putting a hurt on him. And again, this is the kind of thing that we were talking about. So like if you are going to move the death dealers to a spot where they can be dark seduction, you have to get aggressive with the cav on the other side of the table, because you need to give him something else to not abuse you. So
right,
you've already taken up board space. Now you need to really hammer it down. If he wants to use a slaughterhouse to into the light, 1 cav, great, fantastic. I don't care. But if he's taking your death dealers, walking them away from the objective, scoring the objective, and possibly half killing your Vipex, if not more, I think that's a scary position to be in.
I guess we can.
Even scarier if he can dark seduce 1 into line of sight of the Nayslayers, so we can all of a sudden get the unit on the other side of that huge obstruction, making attacks against the Vipex.
Dark seduction is a heck of a spell. That unit gets 12 focus worth of spells a turn. And they can spend dice to reroll them. So it's kind of bonkers.
Like this to make a little wall of you can't see from this side of the table.
Sure.
So effectively, he used the cav to block line of sight to his lashers, which is okay. So, okay, it's Rusty's turn. We get to see Parliament is in session. Let us see what happens.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Yeah, right. It's in the back pocket the whole time. So he is not keeping the artifice around. That kind of makes sense.
Bottom of 2.
So we're going to be really curious where he's popping the birds.
Forced to, that's what the D4 is. Yeah.
Rusty, don't mess this up. Don't do it.
This will be.
It could be so cool. Don't do it. Rusty, please.
Let's see.
Ooh, he's checking. Ooh. Pull the dice tray out of the way.
14.
What did I say? What did I say, folks at home? If he just moved the rabbit up more, he can still probably get it because he's so fast. What is he going to do? Ooh.
Yeah, this is my...
I honestly think this could be like the decision of the game. Is where he ends up putting the Bloody Parliament. And he's even bringing up the thing that Brandon brought up, where if you can get a Dark Seduction onto that Death Dealer into charge range of the Nayslayers, I think that can be a devastating move.
Thanks, Brandon.
and this is kind of building off of the things that I've talked about as priorities for list building for this year's packet. Because it's so spread out, if you can have an impactful ambush unit like the Bloody Parliament, which nothing is like them, but even any sort of like Reaver Skirmishers or Boarding Party or things that have pretty reasonable attacks, then you just have
That's
this
a run,
huge
yeah.
advantage because your
Run and
opponent
push, yeah.
has to respect it. They don't have a choice. And there are definitely some armies where like a unit of Boarding Party just become a
Yes, that's why
nightmare
I'm
because
there.
they don't have the
Yeah, I got you.
attacks to clear them out, even without tough, which they lost
I
in
mean,
January.
I typically bring commandos in every list, and I'll tell you
Mhm.
what, a lot of times then my opponent does not respect them. And if they park a unit 11 inches off the board, it's mini feet plus
Good luck
ammo
on these
crate.
guys.
I clear off that unit and then repo into the
You-
objective or whatever, right?
You have the opportunity to kill a heavy, like
Yeah.
with those
Yeah.
dice, and it's just like all I have to do is clear a unit, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
then they become a nightmare because now they're in their back line, and I can still drop a light light warjack off of them. And it can be very, like you said, the ambushes can be very powerful if you have a ambush unit, or even if you don't have a great ambush unit and you just need to delay aside for a couple of turns in order to wrap up a different part of the board. That we saw that in a couple of games earlier yesterday where that was a huge big deal, even though the ambush unit just died.
I'm also super curious what the prey target was, if it was Valix or the Death Dealers themselves, because that would have affected choices as well.
Yeah, because you had it.
We are looking at, I think that is just a Nayslayer run. I don't think that is a charge.
So
but
I don't love Prey, and I'll tell you why. And I think it's because exactly what Eric did. It looks to me like what happened is the Prey target, you saw them, they were at the bottom of the screen or closest to the camera.
Yeah.
And what Eric did, which is the best way to counter Prey, is he literally just took them and ran them to the other side of the board. So now Prey does nothing.
The problem with that is that he can just pop up on the other side of the table because the Prey is coming off of the ambush unit.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So yeah,
okay, that's not so bad then.
Very strange. It's a very unique interaction.
Yeah, that is a very unique interaction. But the line of sight was also blocked to that side of the table.
Only for now, because the slaughterhouse can walk up into the light, grab one of them, and it can even be the middle one. So we are going with the faraway plan. I am going to be very curious if that ends up playing out for him. Numby, I agree with you. I love field guns. I think they're amazing. But so what I'm very interested to see is with that play, are we going to walk up with the house, the slaughterhouse? Are we going to into the light the middle cav? Because the push goes through terrain and models to create line of sight to the lashers. Granted, he could just Dark Seduction one of the cav and make line of sight anyways. This is why I wasn't a very big fan of this play.
Speed what?
He's gonna walk over here and punch this guy.
No, he is not.
They're speed 6, 7.
He's gonna walk over here.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little curious as to why. Like, I like the idea of field guns, and I've tried them quite sometimes, but I don't find that they
and you get corroded. Yeah.
have as much of an impact on the game as I would think that they would.
Well, yeah, they don't have an impact on the game because they're not on the table right now. But yeah, so he gets a little lucky. He hits the 7 to hit the lasher and kill it. Again, I feel like the upside of this turn is not nearly as devastating. He also has to be really careful with that positioning because he could have just walked into engagement with that cav.
I'm confused as what's going on right now. So he gets to make the attack and then he gets to move?
Yeah, so he is finishing the Dark Seduction, and then all of their rules have silly names, so I have to go and look it up.
Off 5.
Well, I get the Dark Seduction part because he can make an attack, but how does he also get to move if you're ambushing?
So it is Shadow Walk. So once per activation, when this model hits an enemy model with an arcane attack, after the attack is resolved, they may place the model completely within 5 inches of their location.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not that he's advancing; it's just part of the rules of completing the attack. Okay, all right, that makes more sense to me.
Take control of. So I'm an enemy model when the attack happens. So yes, they're battle driven now.
Yep.
Right.
And he's going to teleport 5.
That is a fun interaction. They were just looking up is the interaction with Battle Driven and Dark Seduction.
I'm glad that was answered because I had that same question.
Shoot 2 in a more. Dark Seduction.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just going through some Dark Seductions. Taking some swings, walking some guys out of position.
7.
Rusty, it's still speed 7. You've only Dark Seduction the same month.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He can take up to 4.
I go this way. He'll also be corroded.
You son of a bitch. All right.
Language. Like you are a father. So
not the corrosion.
Yeah.
You've defeated my battle-driven plan.
It's gonna get him. So the Bloody Parliament has gone. Again, like we were kind of talking about earlier, this is a very skill-intensive faction. Where you need to be able to see the plays, like taking control of the Death Dealers and going into the Vipex to set up a Nayslayer charge. And as we're seeing, the Nayslayers are just running. They're still getting to engage. They're still being kind of annoying, but it's not nearly as big of an offensive smack as getting them involved with their armor-piercing lances. They are, I believe, the only cav unit left in the game that is 5 models, other than every unit on Boom Boom's feat turn. But yeah, so there are a lot of bodies there. They're doing some contesting. They're doing some nonsense. I am a little curious with that play where he is scoring his 40, because now he's thrown away the Nayslayer unit.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this line of reasoning.
He's going to play.
Trying to stay quiet for the Arcana choice.
Him. These 2.
Probably Labyrinth. Ill Omens.
I had a plan. Now I can't remember it.
Come on, Rusty, you can remember it.
She'll play Ill Omens.
There it is.
Illest.
So it's -1/-1 when you're in.
Got it.
And then.
Do you have a card?
Yeah, I'll put a token down.
Okay, so he's going to put a token out.
I had them
Ill Omens and...
Ill.
Ill. Got it.
Was Ill.
-1 in your control area?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's throwing that proxy base on a Sharpie. That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I already messed this up.
He already messed this up, folks. It's okay.
He needed to go next. He needed to go before her. It's okay. We'll readjust.
I wonder why he needed to go before her.
Spend 2 to put this up.
Artifice, okay. So we want to keep cover.
Order of activation.
Super interesting. I'm curious where he's going to put this, because effectively everything is in Trike's threat range, especially with Hunter's Mark. He has Pythia to go and just run and be an arc node.
Range reduction, though.
-3.
Yeah, the Paragon's covering him.
So we're checking some gun ranges,
14 inches,
but nothing is going to light the world on fire.
If I move,
shoot him.
A lot of his worker models, man, I am really curious how he is going to score this 40, because he really just doesn't have a unit anymore. Is he just seeing
put his caster on it?
I guess.
Although I don't recommend it.
What's his depth?
14.
Was his plan to put the Artifice on the hill, run Dreamer, because that's why the clock needed to go first. But running Dreamer to within 11 inches of a Trike just feels
I know,
like
that sounds terrible.
Bad go.
Well, it can't land on the objective, right? So, you know.
Right. But when you see Godzilla, you don't run towards him. You run away.
So you'd have to move all the way beyond that line to negate her cover?
Yeah. Beyond that line, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Is he? I mean, again, usually Wraithwalker kind of keeps her safe a little bit, but in 2026, there's just so many magical guns, especially with Shadowmancers just giving guidance to 3 models. I mean, as we saw last turn, he only really has 1 gun.
Put this up. Where is that clock going? Right there.
So we're getting super aggressive. Okay. This is kind of what I was talking about, where if you roll back like a turn, I was saying that Rusty's going to move up. He's going to score a reasonable amount of points. I think he could have scored more. And
clock can spray you.
Yeah, no, but you know, I completely agree. What I thought was going to happen is the Nayslayers go there. At least he gets his point. And then you say, hey, the trike is going there. Let's set up next turn to kill it with the house and the 2 clocks. Because if Ike loses the trike, he loses a lot of punching power. The Vipexes are okay. And as long as Dreamer can stay alive, that's the scary part. Because they have the sidestep, I get to you. And with Well of Hate, they hate. Yeah, I'm having a tough time with just leaving a 40 unattended. Just feels like a mistake.
I just don't have my 6 out.
Yep. There-ish. Yep.
Once again, everybody, I realistically, outside of crazy distances, I've pretty much moved away from a tape measure. I just use sticks if you have them.
Yeah,
makes things a lot easier.
I don't even use I would say the best thing to use a tape measure for is putting the objectives in the board setup.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I use it for.
But
once
even
it hits like 16 inches on a stick, that's when I'll just, because now we're talking like conceptual. I don't like wasting so much time with like put a stick down, put a stick next to the stick, and then this, and then this, and then I'm roughly out of 21 inches. Great, move on.
Oh, it's a cloud too. Yeah.
Popular Omens. I think we're gonna go ahead and also pop Labyrinth.
I called it.
There we go.
There it is.
So there's nothing contesting that 50 in the middle, right? Like,
so he's going to put clocks there, so he will get a point.
Right, but I mean from player 1.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I was talking about, where like Rusty's going to get a bit of a scenario lead, but he doesn't now because he hasn't stopped Ike's flag. He has to use Baron to score his flag. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's getting the worst of both worlds, where the trike is still gonna come barreling in, fight some clocks, and even if they stutter away, they're still on like no boxes. The Bloody Parliament could cause an issue, but I don't know.
You don't think the Cav next turn just clean up most of the Bloody Parliament? I mean,
they only have 2 attacks.
She's camping.
I mean, there's only 3 attacks among all of them, and like they need.
I know, but yeah, but they get 3
dice to hit.
Yeah, but they get 3 dice to hit, right, on a charge, right?
Oh,
so
well,
like 2 of them
will get the charge. One will be
yeah, and so like so you kill 2 out of 3 of the Bloody Parliament.
You hope. I mean, you still
ideally.
I think they're a 15, so you need a boosted 9.
Oh, because there's -3.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, boosted 9's not too bad, but yeah, I get you. It's not automatic.
That's not auto cleanup though.
Right.
Even if you get 2 out of the 3, they can get kills on something the next turn and just bring themselves back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they? That's terrible.
Yes.
Fair enough. I forgot about that. They have so many rules.
I just man, this is pretty rough. Because if he went on the other side of the board, even if he doesn't like kill the Vipex, or if he only kills a couple death dealers, he has no means of reviving them, and that side of the board is now falling apart, where the trike now has to pick a lane because he can only affect so much the board. This is that aspect of the game where like I'm not a huge fan of 120s because they stretch them too much. They only have such a big footprint.
Yeah,
I mean,
or in this case, a slither print, I guess.
Oh no, that's
I tend to play lists that are very like
I did 1 point.
Inexpensive costs. Like I'll take if I'm taking heavies, I want to take the cheapest heavy that I can take. That's reasonable, right? Like
Right. And this is another example of what we were talking about earlier, where you can waste a whole bunch of time to do 1 point to a lasher.
Right.
So
Unlock
he was hemming and hawing. He
running
put the artifice down. He proxied out the clock.
right there.
It barely was in. Okay, maybe I do this. Maybe I don't.
House is just gonna shoot.
I shoot. I did 1 point.
So there.
Yes, maybe you feel a little silly because you didn't roll
Get
trip
stun.
boxcars and kill it, but it's always that kind of push and pull of, is this worth it?
Try to shoot that guy.
Well, and to that point too, it's like
He
when you
was
have
outside of
He's
law.
out-
a higher
Yeah,
model
he's outside of
count,
19.
you have
Okay.
more room to
I think we
initiate
met
a peace trade and
She's
lose
gonna
Right.
lower
go- she's
value
just gonna
models
be
to
content
force
staying
the
back here, not
their
doing
higher
anything.
value
Yeah.
models into a
Um,
position where you can then
Wagon's gonna
exchange your
go-
lower point value models for their higher point value models.
That was a
Right.
lot of value models you just said.
I know. I need to find a better nomenclature so that it's. You think that's bad? You didn't have to say it. I mean.
So,
the
the built-in defense mechanism of the clock is to stutter. When
Right.
you take an aspect out, it gets to place itself, and 9 times out of 10, that usually keeps it alive. Unfortunately, when this little thing called the Trichimerics goes base to base with you, it has 3-inch melee. So it's going to take an aspect out, and it's only checked until after the damage is resolved. So any blowback damage after taking out that aspect is still there. So he's going to stutter 1 time, get bit again, and probably going to die before he can stutter again.
Well, this is so different. You know, clocks came out, or this faction came out in Mark II, right? So
Yeah.
Nowadays with the
we're gonna
well,
run
more
3 of this in case you have something.
more models have like dual attack, right? So like you could charge
Can
in,
you dig in
do your melee damage to it right on the charge, and then when
Correct.
it teleports away 3 inches, you're just like, okay, well, I guess I take my gunshots at it now and just
right.
finish it
But-
off, which is not as not a thing you could do back in Mark II. So
Correct.
Score.
But this thing is only 1318. He'll
gonna
be
score 1.
1320 because of the cart behind
you
him.
get a solo or you get
but-
Baron, right? So you get 2.
well, 13 is a pretty good
Nobody
defensive
controls
stat line
the
with a lot of
Quarter
things
Baron.
being mat
So you
6
get to
and mat
pick
5.
Which element you would like to
Oh right, yeah.
Needing 7s and
reduce
needing
tokens on?
8s
So be,
is a lot better than it.
top of 3
13 is a
atoms.
better
I'll
defense than it
read
used to
this
be.
one.
Yeah, absolutely. The
And then this is a
problem
D3, right?
is, let me just triple check that I'm correct on this. I believe his Vipex has the ability to just paralyze.
Oh,
Yep.
that one. My bad.
So
Yeah.
that thing is going to
When
be
you're ready.
death 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna
Um,
ambush.
Unless,
Wait, deep into the
oh, I
tank
could
on
be
that.
wrong there
So I
too.
forgot
You had warping winds
I need
back
to
there.
check and
long
see
time.
if
But it was worth
Thinking about.
Clockatrice.
Fantastic! He can't be paralyzed. Let's go. He's a construct.
yeah, he's a construct.
Fantastic. I wouldn't put it past the grumbly bumps to say he is a literal bird made of gears, and he's still living because Grimkin. So I had to check.
Fair enough.
So realistically, what's going to happen is Valix will probably feet come up, kill the clock, because he also has a 3-inch with
melee.
drag.
Yeah. Oh, with drag. Oh,
and knock
that's
down
funny.
and weaken. So he will probably dump all of his stuff into that clock. We see the Wind Strikers coming onto the board. They're just going to do their job of, hey, you're not scoring that flag anymore. It is a little dicey on the clock. However, he is a POW 13 Weapon Master. We also have the capabilities of just going early, throwing guidance onto the Vipex, and charging the cart to remove the armor buff, making the clock now 1318. And just again, we're probably looking at 2 dead clocks. The cart might be dead, and that the bottom of that screen that we're currently occupying, those death dealers in the Vipex just mop up the Nayslayers. That is my guess.
Right.
He does need dice to cooperate a little bit. It's a lot of like you were saying, I need a 6 or I need a 7, but everything that does connect will just hit. That being said, like we talked about earlier, Ill Omens is up. So when you're within your control area, you are -1 to hit, -1 damage.
Right. So that 13 is kind of like a 14, which
Right.
We're gonna charge.
It's
He's going to really need to push the paralysis or the
stupid Parliament. Needing 8s to hit, because we're going to leave your control area. We are -2 speed, though.
Yeah.
This guy's not.
He's not.
So he can be the charger. Not that we need the speed. We're gonna get the unit.
So this is that situation that we were talking about earlier, where yes, he is going to get 2 charges, but one of them is not going to be, and it probably shouldn't hit. Granted, dice can always save the day, but
right.
That guy places there. That guy places. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do this.
Okay, so he's committing to the charge.
That's the guy who has 2 because you bonked him with his.
Battle driven is up. Doesn't matter if you contacted, they were going to be obliterated anyways.
Right, exactly.
Placed on the other
yeah, it's just about hitting, right? For them, yeah.
Oh, let me do my corrosion.
Oh yeah, both those guys. Yeah.
We don't want to put the fires out, so we're just gonna roll it.
That's how I win.
This.
It's all part of my plan.
Takes 1.
How many boxes they got?
I knew it. 10.
Exactly. Way too many.
Man, in 7 turns,
not really, but
that corrosion's gonna build up, bro.
He loves the hot bath. That guy charged
Chemical
here.
peel.
Yep.
Okay, so we have committed to the cap charge. We're gonna see if he can roll some 9s.
We'll do a cap attack here. Mat 7 needing an 8.
Yep.
Never mind, needs an 8.
We hit with an 8 and we.
That's 1 dead.
16, just
vaporize
erase him. We'll do this guy's here needing an 8. We hit him. House 16. We just.
He's dead.
2. Here needing an 8. Yes.
Oh, there it goes.
Well.
I don't know if he only rolled 2 dice.
I don't know if he did either.
It doesn't look like he did.
Let me re-roll that one because that was not a charge.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
They heard us. They heard us.
This guy right here. Yes,
That's so funny.
Thank you. So needing an 8 on 2 dice, we get it.
Of course he
There you
gets
go. Of course. 2 dice confirmed.
That's brutal.
That kills him too. Yes. Thank you for the catch there, dude.
Oh God.
That's actually very big.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. I think that kind of seals the game, honestly, because that side has completely collapsed.
Yeah.
Now the wind strikers, like I said, the Baron will not be able to kill all the wind strikers. I think he maybe kills 1, and just so that flag is donezo.
I was gonna say, I mean, I know it's not necessary, but could he almost just give the center now because he's winning? Yeah, right. I feel like he's gonna be winning on both the flanks, right?
I don't think there's a downside to just dominating the center as well.
Right, I know, but you get what I'm saying. If you had to give the center, if the trike needs to commit to one of the sides or whatever.
So now, I guess my brain would be sitting at okay, maybe now the trike can actually go at an upward angle towards the spike trap, kill a clock, shoot the Baron.
Right, the trike doesn't have to commit to the middle. You can just kind of stay back and shoot, right?
Yeah, because all he has to do is kill. I mean, take a couple boosted shots at the Baron and just kill him.
Right.
All right.
And then his caster can't score it because it's contested, and I have 2 wind strikers there.
That will be the goal.
Yeah.
All
right.
It's a pretty interesting spot to be in. As always, like we say, you can be in an advantage position. You can't sit there and waste time.
Absolutely.
Because the clock pressure will put you in a disadvantaged position.
Yeah, that is a scary thing. You have to be when you're winning, you have to be more careful of your time than when you're losing. Because a lot of times when you're winning, it's because you've taken a lot of time to unlock the box, right?
You're welcome.
To get yourself in that winning position.
Mm-hmm.
And so that also kind of puts you in a losing position in a different way, right? So you really do need to be almost more careful when you're winning about your clock than you would if you were losing.
I just imagine he's commentating this like NASCAR.
So it's great.
Yeah.
I'm taking all the left turns.
Absolutely.
I'm still super curious how that bottom side is going to look, just because Ill Omens is not in effect, and Death Dealers are at 7, so they don't really need crazy numbers to hit. I'm really curious how the Fury math is going to work out. Because of no stealth, they don't need to use guidance, so now they get the condition. So again, it's another turn where that trike just kind of gets to run wild. Between Labyrinth and the Clock Animus, I believe the trike is speed 2 this turn. So it does limit a little bit of what I can do, but unfortunately, that being said, he doesn't need to charge to kill a trike, and he can walk he's within 5 of the 50 with the trike. So I don't think his plan was to score it this turn, but at the very least, he can contest it and still be fully functional. That being said, what I think would be really a good idea to fulfill is take that Vipex next to the trike, charge his top clock, the purple one, sidestep into the house, completely cut the house off from being able to get to the trike, and just do some damage into the trike. Because if he stutters away, he's going to stutter towards where the trike wants to go. And I think that the trike with Enrage could just kill everything.
I should have put up one of his Zors.
Off 4 Weapon Master.
Again, I really think this could be Valak's feat turn. I don't think he needs to hold it. There's no real reason to, especially because that Vipex could, on the bottom, could walk over and just paralyze everybody, even if he doesn't kill. And yeah, I don't know. Again, this is... I hate to sound like a broken record, but in the back of my head, I'm just hearing tick tock, make a decision.
Go with Valix. He's gonna feat.
There it is.
He's gonna, sorry, before he does that, he's gonna lucky penny.
There you go, lucky penny.
Making all the calls.
Just to take a look at the clock, I switched it over. So
there it is.
Even on time, it's 32 to 31, I think.
Yeah, 32 to 33. I think it doesn't matter. They're both at about half an hour. I don't like that. I don't like that he really hasn't accomplished anything this turn, and he's still sitting at about 30 minutes.
We'll hit you with the. Can you knockdown?
Yeah.
We'll hit you with a crit knockdown one.
It's a 14.
Needing a 7. We hit with a 9.
Of course.
Pal 13 Weapon Masters off 4.
Arm 17.
Okay, so Valix, I believe, is the proxy base currently.
Yikes.
I'll take that.
He's going to kill Zacchaeus.
You'll be knocked down.
All right.
Oh, you got it. I'd want mine.
You're sure?
No. Okay, so
it's your knockdown. You do what you need to do.
What you need to do. So instead of going for the somewhat risky play, I agree with the mentality where he's just going for Zacchaeus, knocking him down, killing him with weapon master attacks, getting his sprint to safety.
Right.
And then again, a super unfortunate move from Rusty's side of the table, because if the rabbit was on the other side of that forest and ran to contest the flag, now he gets a full Nayslayer activation, and instead now he's provided a sprint target for Valix.
Try to stay in control area for the.
Well, not only that is, I would say, you know, down here at the bottom of the table, if he was a little bit more aggressive with Zacchaeus on this side, then maybe the Zacchaeus plus this unit, had they been able to get in there, right, can clean this up.
Yeah, regardless, even if you're looking at a half-dead Vipex and 1 or 2 death dealers, like that's still fine.
Right.
It's a lot better than what we're looking at now, which is effectively everything ran to not just lose on scenario.
Right.
So again, we feated, we've committed to the feat. He sprinted.
Def 13 on the clock.
It is Def 13 on the clock. That's correct. Damn, it's the back of my head just tick tock, tick tock. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That is correct, Ike. It's an Animus. Why is that important? Uh-oh.
Pythia.
It's also important to recognize that although Valix goes up to a Def 19 behind that obstruction, if the house has line of sight and randomly hits him, then the game is just over. Right?
That's true.
What did we talk about, Brandon? Don't let your opponent roll dice. There is no reason why he is there. He could have gone straight backwards and just been out of the threat.
This is true.
And especially with the Paragon, he can just run it over and reduce the range by 3.
Yep.
Maybe he can stop that, but like again, don't give your opponent an out when you're in such a dominant position. So for the folks at home, why this is important is because the trike has purgation. So he's going to be rolling an additional die because there is an Animus on the clock.
So we're gonna run
That's funny.
Yep. So he is going
hit and damage.
this stuff over here.
I believe it is everything.
Yeah.
Attack and damage rolls, correct?
Whew.
2,
Yes.
4. 5 to
Numby,
here.
you would be
We're gonna
surprised.
take
A
bite.
lot of people
This
go
guy,
into tunnel vision on turn 2. There's a lot of people that I play against where they look at the clock and go, "Oh my god, how did that take that long?"
14.
Okay.
Um,
Bite is 13 actually, so that one just dies from the bite.
So the Vipex is going into the Nayslayers. He is sidestepping. We can hit camera 2.
And take a paralysis on this guy.
He is chewing through his fill of horse meat. Just sidestepping.
Tail here.
Yep.
Hits and kills.
This guy.
And just
Actually,
murdering
that's 11,
everybody.
so I gotta roll it. He's still
Murderous is just so devastating in situations like this.
I have one more
Absolutely.
paralysis claw. We'll take it on the big guy.
Okay. 13 as
So
well.
now he has sidestepped himself into a position where everyone is in melee that is remaining. So now he can just kind of buy a bunch of attacks. Doesn't really matter where he goes after this. One-shotting the hobby horse is a big deal. I mean, again, he doesn't really need crazy dice, but it's just
yeah, and then buy one.
Buy one.
6 and that's a 13.
Yep.
Hits and then kills him.
So again, just mopping up the guys that ran. Unfortunately, like this is just putting Rusty in such a difficult position.
And he's almost engineering a position where he feel like the Grimkin player is almost forced to try to pull Valix across the wall, right?
So at this point, we're looking at like a Dreamwalker crit, walk the Paragon away, activate the house with a reroll. Like that's about it.
I really don't like that Vipex sprint. I think he needs to threat saturate with his Warbeast at this point. Rusty has precisely one model that's going to be remaining to threaten any of Ike's larger pieces on his next turn, and that's the house. There's no reason for the Vipex to sprint back behind that. Obstruction means he's not going to be able to do anything next turn, where he could be sitting over on that 40 contesting it. The house now has to kill like 2 Vipexes and the Trike and whatever else on the table to not lose in scenario. Force that on Rusty rather than keeping this Vipex safe that's already safe.
Correct. He does have to go base to base with the clock if he wants to kill it.
That guy.
Yep.
We're gonna do the. You have an animus on you, so we'll do the purgation head first.
I don't like that he didn't go base to base with the clock.
Mat 6, I need a 7. We will hit.
I think I agree with you. I think he should have walked up to contest the objective and gone base to base with the clock.
I know he still has a Vipex to go, but like
this is a 19, I believe.
Well, but the thing of it is like even if you force it, you're probably already gonna kill. You know what I mean? You're gonna kill off everything.
Yeah, and I mean Eric brings up a great point. He could spray to paralyze Valix and then just drag him in easy. Like this is a great example, like we talked about earlier, where you could be in a dominant position and give your opponent an out.
On an armor piercing attack on you.
Yep.
We're Mat 6 needing a 7 here.
Yeah, realistically, that Strike should have been moving to interpose itself between Valix and the slaughterhouse so that he can't get line of sight without killing the Trike first, which means Valix will be safe. Anything short of that, and you're giving the rest of the opportunity to engineer an end to a game that he's otherwise losing.
Correct. To be fair, it was speed 2, so he didn't have too much option, but I understand.
Bro, you get to cast Hunter's Mark if you need to. Like, Valix didn't need to go up and kill Zacchaeus. It was a thing that he did. Didn't have to do it. I think keeping your caster alive needs to be your foremost consideration, obviously, at the beginning of your turn, and then you build everything else around that.
I agree.
We hit him. Just
hit him.
And again, this is just another example of like when maybe I don't think it actually matters. Like the Shroud or the Labyrinth didn't really matter. Illomens is marginally having an effect, but I mean, Ike is firmly in the driver's seat of this.
We'll do the flame head at you. You're stationary now, so
I think he's going with the Trike early now because the Shadowmancers are going to walk up, and I'm not sure about the line of sight on the clock, so he might need to guidance the Vipex before he goes.
Sweet.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, man.
We'll do a POW 10 on your clock.
Thanks, man.
2 damage. to the 5. Your Frightmare.
Frightmare is armor 18 right now.
We're gonna boost on him. Dice off 8. No damage. Haha. Your cart is 20. 20?
Yep.
Dice off 5. You still don't have a column. 6 damage.
Ooh, I think you should have boosted that. That's just me.
That was the boost of the blast damage, as opposed
That was
to
just
mine?
the regular hit. I think he crit fire on the cart.
Frosttail
Well, yeah, they all crit
now.
How many attacks?
because
Yeah, because of feet.
I didn't even. I have some.
I don't know that matters. He rolled 2 dice damage higher than most boosts. So
I'm just saying, if you had an extra D6 on top of it, would have been nice.
yeah, then he would have rolled like a 3 dice 8, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. That's fair. You got me there.
I do 2 more though.
So
I do 2 more.
again, I don't. I hate to sound like a broken record, but like we do have to be careful with clock here, not to throw away your awesome position advantage. But it looks like he has about 23 minutes. I think he's in a good spot.
Okay. It's deceiving too because there's not really. It's not like my army where I have like, oh, I got to roll my shots on my rangers and I gotta.
Yeah. Everything has
roll my
87 shots.
Yeah, 87 shots, and all of a sudden you've lost 10 minutes just making.
Like we just saw with the Kane match right before this.
Yep. Shooting takes a long time, which you don't is part of the cost of shooting that people don't consider.
The trike.
Yeah, like I said, if you can take this 5-pex and put it into the clock.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Whoops.
Why are you guys bunching up over there?
Like that.
So he's built a wall around his caster, I think.
Yeah. Again, they're in the same boat where the cart and the clock are going to go and try and kill the Paragon. Didn't kill the Grave Ghoul, so he can get a reroll off of the Grave Ghoul. The Frightmare can shoot the Paragon. Again, I think if Rusty sees this, I think there is a reasonable chance at trying to drag in Valix.
That was a long turn.
There it is. That's a long turn.
I don't score any of these 3. Contest. You score that. And
that one, I scored 2.
You go 2.
Nobody
controls.
Nobody got the 50, so we randomize it. 1,
it's
2,
you, right? You
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Middle one takes
1.
We don't D3 it on the randomized one. Just
Yep,
takes 1.
they got it right.
Okay. Over to you. You can start when you're ready.
Thank you, sir.
Fire checks.
Fire checks. 1 or 2.
Fuck you, horse.
This guy here. Yeah. Take that back.
I needed that horse
your tokens at you.
to burn to death.
House.
Oh no.
House is on fire.
So house is on fire.
Off 8.
Take 2.
Okay.
Of course.
Yep.
Fire.
That's gonna be the game right there.
Sure. Oh, hell yeah.
For sure.
Fire check on the clock. Does not go out. Armor 20.
So again, like we were kind of walking through it, the Frightmare probably has to shoot the Paragon first to get the damage.
1, 2,
let me double check to make sure the cart still has finisher,
You're gonna auto heal it
as it did previously, because a lot of things went through a lot of changes.
Wait, that's when you act.
I just heal it back then. No, it's in control.
Oh, it
so
is.
Death Knell no longer has finisher. So it'll just be a POW 10. I'm sorry, POW 12. But again, a boosted gunshot, a spray from the clock, and a charge from the cart should probably kill a single Paragon. So with that in mind, if all things go well, you have a Valix that is paralyzed. You're going to walk up with a reroll on the house to shoot him, drag him in, and hopefully kill him.
Apparently the death knell is stationary.
Why are you so scared over there?
No, put the fires out. Oh no.
Yep.
That ruins everything.
I do.
I thought I got stationary last round. Maybe that was this round.
I think you got shot again.
I'm gonna. I need to measure whether you are 14 away from the clock or not.
14?
Yeah. So I'm gonna put 14.
It's a close measurement.
That is the edge of my base. Am I over yours?
Nope.
Not over your caster?
Nope. Just out. Yeah. Just out.
Call a judge, boys. Brandon.
Judge.
Right.
Judge.
Judge.
Are you looking at your base or the underneath it?
Oh, there's a proxy under there too.
That's what I'm saying. That's.
You can get a check.
You want it? Yeah.
Why don't
you
I
mind?
can pull him out because there's a proxy where he's supposed to be.
Right.
Yep. Pause it.
Ooh.
14
Big
inches
measurement.
from my clock is his proxy base there. My 14's right here.
So, Brandon coming in for one of the last judge calls of the weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, you say that now.
Okay, this is a super close measurement. It looks like he's in, but I'm not there.
It does look like he's in.
What do you mean other base?
Is it over Valex's base? Right?
Not right now.
There?
No.
Let me get a little more accurate.
Ooh, this is so close. Using the tools to remove the objective.
Pause your clock. Just bump the clock as we
More judge calls.
As we were saying, another judge call appears.
That's over.
Okay, it's
Directly at.
It's definitely in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna nudge this slightly again because it bumped it ever so slightly. The objective just now.
Okay, put the Vargas back in his
That's right. In his
acid hot tub.
Yeah, on the beach.
Okay.
It's on the beach, you know.
It's
The beach water's
polluted
green.
beach.
The beach water's green.
Ooh. I don't know if I like that.
What do you mean? What kind of beach have you been to where it wasn't green?
Yeah. So back on the clock. No pun intended.
Now the salt, I can't charge and then spray. Right? That's the new rule, the way assault works.
You have assault?
I don't have assault.
You have dual
I have
attack?
a ranged attack. I do have dual attack.
You have to target
Trying to
where
look
you're
for
hitting,
outs.
Right.
The clockatrice does have dual attack.
That actually makes that even easier
He
for
could
me.
charge the Vipex, I
Because-
believe, and
You
then
can charge
spray
and then shoot.
that.
Yeah, and then spray. But you have to
Fire
line up the
charges
charge
like that.
properly such that the model you're spraying,
I hit all
yeah,
three.
will get all. Yeah, we'll the
Down.
line will
There.
go across.
On that line, I don't think so because you got to come. I think it's more like this.
Just and he can't
Dueling
spray the
lasers.
Paragon because he won't
Like,
be
If
engaged
you
with it.
charge him like this, you can do the cross on your laser. the other
Oh, I
way.
see what you're saying, yeah. 90 degrees?
Yeah. See, that misses him on that line.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can't get any closer.
Well,
No,
he can. What you can do is
so-
kind of
Yeah, yeah,
go
Yeah,
to
there
the
he
other.
is.
Yeah.
Just fix the angle. That's what you have to do.
I don't know if
Yeah,
but
we
that's
just have
even
to
worse
walk.
because he has to spray the guy that he's.
He knows he has the walk and shoot. I don't just take it.
Yeah, just take the walk and shoot. Yeah.
But
If
I
he
don't
ta-
think the 14. I don't think that's including warping
I
winds.
think-
I think that is him walking and
Unfortunately, the
shooting his
best
full
line
threat
would be
because I
to
think it's
target the
speed 6,
Paragon,
range 8.
Like
So with
but
warping
you're
winds, he'll
gonna
just be out.
engaged with the trike because he has 3-inch melee. Everything else is like,
Just off.
yeah, it's just
Obviously,
you reach out
Rusty's
to the trike.
pretty much out of this game, so like he can spend the extra time to check this out.
What about
Because if he doesn't kill Valex's turn, the game's basically over.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think you can get any closer to the trike. Is the issue.
So with this in mind, the lessons that can be learned from this game is that like you need to, even at list
You asked me
construction,
why
you
I
need to
was
be
scared.
super mindful of the scenario packet. Only having the 2 units to really score the 40s is really biting him in the butt here because he never had the opportunity to really reach out and fight for Ike's 40.
He's gonna
He
keep
barely
asking
got
for
to control
That's
his,
why
and
he's here.
because of decisions, he
You
ended
gotta
up walking
charge to
away.
do
But
it.
realistically, if the Nayslayers were at the 40, the trike can just kill them with guns.
Oh,
He can all fall
okay,
down, but
okay.
then again,
Let's
we're
check
getting
that
into like
first.
weird kind of corner case stuff.
He might actually just be out of 10,
So
right?
there's a lot of choices that can be made. I think that the battle group might be a
No,
little
you could
too
come directly
big
at him,
in
and
this
your
list
line would be-
with the slaughterhouse
Not-
double
not what I want,
clocks
yeah.
and Frightmare. It's just a lot of points in the
hold on.
beasts. But again, Grimkin's going to be a big battle
No,
group
I was
faction,
saying,
so
what if I charge over here
yeah,
and spray that
maybe
way,
it is
and then
fine.
that
It's just
works.
it
I think
didn't
it
work
works
out
better
for this
than
You
matchup.
won't get the range either.
So I was gonna say the takeaways that we have here is that trike is better than the house.
In fact,
Hard
Or
stop.
if you want to beat the house, you got to bring a 120. I don't think those are right lessons. I'm just saying,
So
that it does. But no, bringing warping wins definitely seems like it was a big deal. in this.
It's very
matchup.
big deal into the house. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well of a house Dreamer runs. I am a big fan of the child house, which sounds like a wrong sentence, but here we are. The being able to animus for free, being able to abuse it to increase its threat range, on top of just in general being a bit of a more bully caster with their stats. I think it just provides a lot what the house is looking for on a turn-by-turn basis. I really don't
okay.
think
know that you had the
there is a way to get the spray he wants.
Right?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too far.
Where's 9? It's so close.
Here, I'll push him as far away as possible.
Can you pause it for a second?
Sure.
Having our second judge call of the round.
The same thing.
So, I mean, effectively, what's nice is that, like, after this clock measurement, there really isn't that much more to do.
You got yours.
Got the stepper.
The stepper.
Put some advertising out here for us.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, bleep it out. We can't have any unauthorized advertise on stream.
Exactly. They didn't pay for this.
So we're not measuring
That's
over.
right.
Here.
So
wanna do it? Okay.
from our
He's the
perspective,
boss.
obviously
He's
it's his clock. He can spend it
Boss
however he
man
wants.
Bing.
I don't believe he can orchestrate a way to get the spray that he wants.
I need to put Maroon
It's going to go down to a spray 5, and that's just going to be very difficult to land. But it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, like we saw with the within 14, it could be a very minute measurement.
Here, more advertising.
Oh no, more ads.
Perfect, thank you.
They're endless.
Yeah, it's gonna make measurement a lot easier.
See, it's short. And
Is that 9?
This
I trust
becomes
you, dude.
this becomes the issue.
Less than 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. Where'd our Vargas go? Okay.
But I love
Am I on? Okay, I'm on. Okay. I'll get you there.
It is a cool Vargas.
It is a cool Vargas. Can't deny that. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
looking across what could have
So we
been
can
done,
take what we
I do
can
think
and score
that
what we can.
having the Bloody Parliament on that bottom,
Contest
even
that.
if we didn't get the Nayslayers involved,
this
if they just
schmo.
kind of gummed
Here
up
we
the
go.
works, because effectively the
Gotta do
Death Dealers
something.
didn't even do anything. The Vipex was the one that cleaned everything
What's
up.
her death?
I
14,
think that
armor 14,
between
she
the
does
Dark
have side
Seductions tying up the Death Dealers, putting a huge hurt on the Vipex, I think would have
This
put
thing didn't stay
him on
here.
notice.
Sucks.
The Cav
For that.
effectively blocking line of
Whatever
sight
reason
would have
right
done
now.
nothing the
Glad he's
next
an 80
turn.
now.
I wish,
From their
all the
position.
bad things
They
upon
could
you.
possibly
Hey,
go in and charge like a
That's
clock
not
or
true.
something,
I
but
love you, buddy.
their
We're
effectiveness
streaming
is
this. People are like,
pretty
"No, these
far
guys
down,
really don't like each other."
especially with
We're friends
Labyrinth
with
up.
Promise.
Yeah,
And
I kind
and
of
when
I
you
kind of agree. Like, I think
if I
he
move
can fight
6
for
and they're out,
that bottom
so I
flag,
have to come directly
right?
towards
With
you, but I
if
have
he
nothing
ambushes
to
on the
target
bottom,
you.
correct.
right?
I think
Because
he
now he's got
automatically scores it basically.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
he's
So
got
if
the ambush
can
unit
somehow
plus
move this guy
the cavalry unit plus
Mhm.
the solo. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, he's
then
putting
I
a lot of
can
force
see
down there
move
that I
6
don't think,
here,
you know,
get
especially
rid of my
after the Dark
engage.
Seductions go off.
Probably.
Right.
That I don't think the
Because
Vipex can
you
fight
are
at all
within
and
range, so I would have
reasonably
to move
come
directly.
out ahead.
Okay, so
And I
I'm not
think
engaged.
then you just plan to trade the 40s,
Right?
and I think that's
Not engaged
okay
by
because
him.
it's like you
Right.
said that
Just,
he
right now,
committed that cav unit
yeah, you're
and
good.
another unit up there to score the other flag,
Yeah.
and they're
depending on
effectively out of the
where
game
the paragon
until
with
this guy's gotta get moved.
further
Depending on
notice,
where the
right?
paragon
Whereas
is, though,
that bottom
I
40
may
was
or
a
may
lot
not
more
still be having
relevant
working
for
wins.
the rest of the
It's like
position of
Paragon.
everything else. So
Yeah, absolutely.
one I
And
wanna
of
kill.
course, because
But he
once
has to
again,
make
like I
wins
said,
though,
like
right?
all fall down could have stopped the trike from being able to actually shoot them
So
and
I
kill
can-
them.
I can't move
But he
this
can
stupid
still
cart,
shoot the
though.
hobby horse, kill them, and then
Now it's
all
in my
those
way.
guys are just knocked down next turn because he
So
doesn't
it's
have to put out the
effectively
fires.
come from a 12 down to a
So
9.
it's
Yeah.
kind of a
Dropping
danged if
wins.
you do, danged if you don't. And yeah, I'm not really
Okay.
sure what he's checking now.
Yeah. So.
and to be clear, like, I
Like,
mean,
so many
who is
measurements.
we didn't get the name of the players up, but the
Rusty or Ike?
Ike is the one playing
Chimera.
Chimera, so Rusty. So Rusty was undefeated going into round 4, right? So, you know,
You're
like he's
safe, my
not
friend.
there's nothing like
Safe.
wrong
Mark's
with
safe from
his
the house today.
lists or whatever
Spent a
Spent a lot
necessarily.
of time thinking about how to not die
I think I think the advantage
But I
that
didn't want
Ike
to
had
push
was
this
guy were a
what
little further
Brandon
back,
said
or I put Brock
earlier,
on this
which
guy,
he's
he could
had
take
quite a
me.
few
Yeah,
reps
maybe.
into
Yeah,
Grimkin,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Just 'cause I
yeah,
did
yeah.
which
So like
really
a lot of the
helped.
tricks were
and get
gone.
this guy out of
Yeah, a
there.
lot of the tricks
If he
were
hits that guy, then
known quantities
I just
and
cancel
were able to be
anything.
kind of
Kill you with
prepared
the
for.
Mhm.
But that's not.
So I think we're
case
looking
today,
at a
so-
possible ancillary attack.
I gotta kill her to score that, and I'm running out of time. I contest this.
Tick tock, tick tock.
3-2. That's being contested right now. Charge threat of this guy.
11 base. 13 if I 100 mark.
So it goes to 13, 100 mark, and then side steps. I think
Warping wind spells and range.
Rusty
attacks.
loses on scenario.
Just range.
Just range.
He's trying to figure out how to not do that right now.
Okay.
I haven't even moved anything.
And not lose too much more material next
Okay.
turn.
All right.
I don't know if he's got really time,
say I can
but
still
I
go
think he's
incorporeal,
pretty
but I don't
much
think that helps
in a
him
bad
either.
spot, as we already
Yeah.
discussed. He lost a lot last turn.
Yeah.
There.
That Valix feat is very strong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
10.
Well of Hate is such a strong weapon.
I think we're just. we're trying
Just
too
being
hard.
able to say like, hey,
Alright,
not only
we
is Vipex
are-
going to get to you because 100's mark and sidesteps, but it's also going to be additional die to hit. So like
Right.
something as a light layer of
Alright, we'll let
defense
this go.
like cover against melee.
Not upkeeping that. We could upkeep it for free round.
Yeah, I feel like Rusty's just kind of going
I
through
think
the motions
Baron's
at this
gonna
point.
move there.
Yeah, like
Um,
getting +2
Baron's gonna
defense
stay
helps against an
here, and he's gonna
additional
put a parlay.
3.5
So now you can
points
really
of
just- you can't kill
offense,
me, I
right?
can't
But
kill
it
you.
it's
within
not
5,
an
right?
additional
Yeah.
3.5
Yeah, you
points
have to
of
go out and
Right,
defense
shoot him, I
right.
guess.
versus
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like the offense is
Don't think I won't.
the additional die
I don't
is
think I won't.
greater than the
Mhm.
light stacking,
he'll move to
as
the
you
wall.
say.
And do that. It makes it even
Smart.
more annoying.
I mean,
Love that for
effectively,
you.
I think Ike only has to activate his
Ball can
strike
go there, he can kill
and
that,
just
and I still score that.
move it to the 50 and kill whatever walks there.
Contest
I
that
think
here,
he has a
score
very
that no
reasonable
matter
chance
what.
of killing
Get out there.
Pythia between the clock and the house. But
Dreamer runs.
yeah, I just don't know how much it's gonna actually
yeah.
do for him.
Especially if she's
You could
incorporeal.
score that. I didn't go incorporeal, but this stuff's gonna move out of her way anyway.
I mean, you
She runs
also
over here.
haven't. Sorry.
Does she
Thank
die?
you. You also haven't really gotten past that step yet. So.
He activated.
Oh,
He
never
activated.
mind. Yeah. So
That's
you're bodily.
He activated.
So yeah, just kind of going through the few models he's got left. We got the Grave
I'll just
Ghoul,
need
we
to
got
move
the
out of the way.
Frightmare, we got the
Sure.
Slaughterhouse.
Which is fine.
Kind
Clock needs to go next.
of looking.
So let's do that. 2-inch reach for her. Oh, but she
Yeah,
has,
he's just trying to get the
that's
easy
it,
scenario
sacrifice.
point. I do think there's a possible play where Dreamer could manifest Destiny. The clock could go into the. I don't know the distances too well. He only threats 10. Looks like a long 10.
Order what
But possibly go into the Lashers.
I'd like to kill a heavy.
To just like
Okay.
try and gum that up.
I'd
He
like to
can't
kill her
score it,
too.
but he can contest it and possibly kill a model or two.
I can melee, shoot, and melee as long as they're all my initials, right?
With the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I kill the thing that I just meleeed.
Also, he has 3-inch melee, so like
Yeah.
if you engage him, you could still do all that too.
So curious what
As
he's
long as you're not
trying to hit
engaged.
with Into
Right.
the Light.
Clock's gonna move to here.
So yeah, he's effectively doing that.
We'll send a spray.
He will take a
into
POW
this
10
dude.
for walking into the spike trap.
It's his own.
just
Oh
walk?
no, it's not.
Just
You're right.
walk?
Yeah.
it's the
Spray
other.
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forgot. Or
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you get the.
I mean, I can move him like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're good. You're gonna take a POW 10 over here.
Sure.
There it is.
No cart. So dice
I'm
off.
at 18.
8.
Off 8.
Hell yeah!
10.
Take 2 more to the 3.
Of course, unboosted 10. No biggie.
Clock low.
It's fine.
hey,
Every
he's supposed to
time.
take. He's supposed to take 1 to his
you
he
got
should
both.
take 1 to his movement as well.
One to his movement because he's a construct.
Boost
Yeah.
on the guy in front of me.
Sure.
Is it a
14.
construct?
I am.
Oh,
a
yeah.
it
does
only
have.
on- it's only on
Oh,
Warjacks.
but as a beast, right? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
it does nothing to beast, but
12
it
on
does
him.
something to constructs. And it seems
Yep.
unfair.
3 more.
Warjacks are allergic
on
to
the guy
spikes.
behind him?
Who's at 11?
Apparently.
He's minus 5 def now.
He's 5 def
Um,
or minus 5 def.
5 def.
5 def.
Yeah.
Speaking of clocks,
5,
what is
10
the
on guy
clock
behind you.
situation
I
looking
think
like?
Miss.
Yeah, he will.
Good question.
God damn
That's
it,
fine.
horse.
I don't. I think it's kind of moving. It looks like
drive.
I don't know. He's,
Yeah, it
looks
looks
like
like
he's
there's
still
about
got quite a bit
17
of
minutes
time.
left.
Yeah, considering how few models he has to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I should
with
have
the
incorporated
not with the amount of time he's taking for
Oh,
this
thank you.
particular turn, but
Correct.
you know. Because I think he's already burned 10 minutes this turn. I don't think he's actually done anything.
Yeah, I believe he was at 33 to start. So, I just don't think that the house can really do enough. He's going to score his flag, and that's it.
Can you move that die? Thanks, buddy.
I don't think he can actually move there, can he?
Right there.
Like, isn't he pinned in by the wall a little bit?
Sure.
No, he can just walk.
Combat. House is moving to there.
Is that what? Oh, charge. Sure.
Yeah, we'll charge to there.
It obviously has Pathfinder.
Yeah, because it's a 120.
Yeah.
Charging on her.
Is that a given?
What's that?
Is that a given for Colossals?
Yeah. It can't be slowed down by terrain, right?
Except for this.
Except for that.
16.
16 on her. I will.
Just gonna boost. He should remove her.
Sure. I really need her to die.
Not a big deal.
I'm a 6. That hits. It's 12.
Oh yeah.
She's turbo dead.
Yeah.
And then POW 19 on her.
She just dies. +5.
Yeah, she's gone. She's based. Bye bye.
Take a shot on this guy here.
Man, this stationary cart is just putting me in a big old sad mood. I was all excited, like, oh man, he's got all these angles and all these things, and never mind.
Indeed.
Trike too strong.
Trike too strong.
It's only 29 points. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
29
only.
points, right? Well, for Colossals, I mean, 29 points, not too bad, right?
Out of a possible 37, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, out of a possible 37, yeah.
37.
Yep. I will hit him with the other limb.
So he's just gonna try and take
damage
this
for
5 picks.
Shot to 13.
Off 3.
3 to the 6.
Looks like he does need 8s. I'm really not crazy about
It's still directly toward
Dreamer
on the
not
thing, so
going.
I can't hit you with the door. You're not within an inch.
for Manifest Destiny.
I'll have to buy another attack into him.
Your last one?
He's a 5.
He's a Fury 5?
Yep.
Get the fuck out.
On that dude.
Okay.
Ike language. Jesus.
14? Yeah, I needed Manifest Destiny.
Yeah.
There it is. I needed Manifest.
Sure.
Might as well.
Mhm.
Hits.
Mhm.
POW 19.
Mhm.
Off what?
Pound 19 +3.
Yeah, Vipix is kind of made of paper.
+3?
So
Did I give you the right
10
damage last time? 10. I think it went off.
Your shot was low.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
10 to the 5.
Yep.
So Vipix
Oh, you
gets
got his
gets a
Fury.
hurting,
Not enough.
How dare you?
but in doing so has also created a contesting model. So that's unfortunate.
All right. Pony's going to go. We're going to run with the pony. 6, 5. Block for mom.
Okay. We have also
Dreamer
not
is going
seen
to
a
cast
Phantasm
something that will
created,
help her
which
and
is kind
run.
of crazy. Because he just hasn't. He could have popped a Phantasm when Pythia died.
Completely within, so I don't think that's going to help her. Artifice. So she's.
So we are going to be
runs,
in cover
runs,
on a hill,
11.
camping. I think that's like 4.
So she'll do that. She'll cast. She'll put that there. And then.
Valix
she
will absolutely kill her.
run.
Yeah, because he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
3.
That's my call. I don't know. He's just going to vanish. Well of Hate, charge,
Gonna move to
murder.
Here. Try ancillary attack him. See if we can get another attack off.
Needing 9, we said?
Got it.
Gross. +3.
13.
That
to
kills
4.
him exactly.
Kills the Vipix with it.
Great
It's so
job, lady.
You
easy.
son of a bitch.
Well, whatever. It
Good
doesn't matter,
call.
really.
He's
You
gonna
know.
go. He is going to run.
Grave Ghoul's just
He won't run. He's just
playing
gonna move around here and
get down,
toe
Mr.
into-
President.
Toe into that. Body block for Mama.
Valix has flight. He doesn't care. The Grave Ghoul, you're tripping over yourself.
Okay.
Well, he does kind of. Well, he doesn't care. Yeah.
He's just going. She's on a hill. He can see him.
This is not going the way I wanted to, but that's okay.
Score?
I do love you.
Score? You got 1 on the 40?
Uh-huh.
1 on the 50?
Mm-hmm.
Is the 50 worth 2? The 50 is not worth 2.
Nope, not in this one.
No, it's worth 2.
But he gets to pick
Yeah,
which
okay.
piece of
So
terrain
you
gets
again
to
got the 50.
remove D3 objective
So I
mark.
get to decide.
You can do the thing.
I pick this one.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
God damn it. Oh, thank God.
Wait, which one is he picking?
That was gnarly.
He is
Okay.
picking the terrain
So
where the
you
wind strikers
score
are at.
1, 2 to
Yep.
go to 4.
Yep.
And I score 1
1.
to also have 4.
They both have 4.
And then you contested this one. And that is that. That was top of
For
3.
for
This will
a
be bottom of
game
3.
that has
I'm
such
at my
a
house.
I'm gonna eat your
seriously
house.
heavy advantaged
We're gonna go
attrition,
Bottom of 3. This is
it's hilarious that scenario is tied.
because I went second.
You went second. This is top of 4.
It is the final round. However, it is not the top table. To answer your question.
Correct,
Yeah, because
JJ.
that was your second scoring opportunity.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
That is a
1,
you are
2, 3.
exactly correct. That is
Go
a
back on
dreamer.
roll.
That
There's
is
nothing to see here, Jake.
effectively
nothing to see
standing
here.
in
yeah,
front
you could.
of a Valix. That is
Okay,
bold
so I gotta pay for
move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, Jake. You know,
I believe the dreamer is
boxes left here?
camping 5.
Nell's got 4,
4.
but those are strong.
How many boxes does he have?
The slaughterhouse is a measly 56.
Measly 56.
yeah, but
No.
like after the Cav charge in and do their one attack each on it, right? It'll maybe reduce its boxes down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's the only transfer target, right? Is the slaughterhouse?
So
literally hit the broadside of a
the
bond?
funny
Yes.
part is that the thing that
Alright.
The only way you
Brandon
miss him
brought
is
up
if you
last
rolled a one.
round
Should
is
have
that
the
if the
throughput for that.
Vipex was
There's
in
no update on
position,
him, right?
this is a done deal. No problem.
Not playing your
But now, because that Vipex
really
is
kill
just
that card first if I
randomly
can.
behind the building, it's
Nah,
taken
no,
itself
no.
completely
way to
out
do
of the
that.
game.
You understand there is
Probably
there is
Probably
whatever that
a-
car lost trike right there, right?
They're
Like
on
the
charge?
trike can just walk up and shoot her a couple of times or whatever. Maybe even
5
charge.
transfers.
The
So-
slaughterhouse only has so many boxes. The trike could just go into the slaughterhouse where it's at,
That's probably better.
and then if there's anything left, the cavalry can charge it to clear
21, armor
to clean
20.
it up, right?
He can transfer the cockatrice. He can transfer the frightmare. Like he has.
Oh, there's still a lot of things. Okay,
boxes available to him. So I don't know if the cockatrice is in control. It probably is. She has a really big control. But yeah, he has a lot of transfer targets. So, but like if the Vipex is there, then you have an entirely another
That's,
heavy. Brad, this is not the finals. Unfortunately, the
lot of
people at top
boxes.
table declined to stream.
that is a lot of boxes.
I mean, it is a house. It's got a basement.
It is a house.
It is a
He
house.
is right.
Game room
He
and
only
It
the-
got,
is.
like,
He is 100% right. It is a house.
But I mean, at this point, the trike can just walk up and fight the house if he feels
Yeah.
like it.
I mean,
Realistically,
and maybe
he
even
should-
if he cleans up the house, maybe he can put attacks
also,
into
I
into the
magnetized,
beast too.
Gremlin Swarm on top of it
Correct.
to remind you that
So
your dice turn
between
into
the
Gremlin
death
Swarm.
dealers who are
They can-
fully
they
active,
come
like
out of
they
the
can
basement.
fully activate
Smart. Alright,
the
next we're
Wraithwing
gonna
Paragon going
do
into the Frightmare,
These guys
um,
first?
Yeah, you are.
or it just kind of take your pick.
Yeah.
Gonna be brutally honest. I think if he's not going for the kill, or if he is going for the kill, this is kind of a huge
Oh, they
waste
gotta
of
be outside
clock.
5.
Probably-
Walking
probably
up with
would've
wind
been better
strikers
for
and taking
him,
shots.
but
What's
It's
taking
Um,
shots at?
along the way.
A Baron to score the
He's got
flag, I
14.
guess. Valix has
So
already
the
feeded
outside
Jake.
five.
Walker here, yeah.
Um,
So I'm gonna put.
That's how we got to where we're at.
I really do
Couple-
not like this
These
decision
ones are
making.
gonna have to stay on the thing just in case. So they might not be able to get
Then say,
shots.
can they do it
actually.
and stay within
Actually,
five?
this one I think can. And this one I'll just leave right there.
We're just taking a
As long
whole
as
bunch
this
of
is
time
free.
to try and kill a frog.
It is not. So he'll just be. he won't be able
I
to
don't
get
like it.
shots.
He doesn't have an
Oh, he
excess of
can.
time.
What am I talking about? 4 shots.
4 shots.
Yeah, yeah. 4
Okay.
shots.
I
So
guess
right
the
along
important.
lines,
No,
so
he's
no
not. He's
cover.
not important,
Got this,
Frog.
Baron.
Shut up, Jake.
You're 14,
14.
needing an 8.
Yep.
So first guy,
He needs an 8.
hit, crit, shadow binds him.
Fuck you,
Of
I
course,
hate
he crit shadow binds him needing an 8.
I got it.
What is this game?
Just does D3 damage to him. Does 3. Jesus.
Oh my
Next
God.
guy, you're down to 11. So I get a
8s
5.
are easier than 6s.
I
you know?
got crit 8s?
Third guy
Okay.
hits with a 6, just does D3, kills him.
God damn it.
Yep.
It's not your fault, Baron.
Insult to injury.
Title.
Uh-huh. That Viking berry drink did nothing. I'm not going to drink that.
All right.
Get out
I
of
guess
here.
we see how the house thing goes, because I don't need to do... we should do the Paragon first.
Yeah, what's the Paragon going to go into? Is it the cart? It should probably be the cart. Don't be stupid.
Paragon's
don't
gonna
mess up.
charge the house.
No.
Cool.
Why not?
Cart.
You can't transfer to the cart.
If he
Right?
kills the cart, the house loses 2 armor.
Oh, does it? Fair enough.
Can I use your artifice?
My what?
Can I, like, stand in your
Oh,
artifice?
he
Okay,
did
he's
go
charging the
into the
cart.
cart.
He's not. All right, he heard me. He heard me
I'm gonna
scream all the way
stand
from
here just in
Connecticut.
case I can cleave onto that guy.
Okay.
Needing a 5,
Sure.
because you're def 12.
Yep.
We hit, but we don't crit. POW is 15.
Armor 20.
Off 5.
Needs a 9.
6 damage, kills him.
Kills him.
Yeah, because he had
Okay,
4 boxes
Cleave
left.
onto the Grave Ghoul. Grave Ghoul's defense is like a 13.
Yes. 12.
He can
12,
totally see the
needing,
cart. Get out of here.
5 again.
Just because the cart is a meager 80
We hit,
millimeters.
but no crit. POW 15 on the Grave Ghoul.
Armor 16.
-1. 5 damage. He has
Kills.
8. Oh, kills him. Sweet.
I wish he had 8.
Yeah, right. We're gonna sprint.
So Grave Ghoul's dead. Cart's down. House is back to
Sup,
arm
Dreamer?
20.
Stop.
Does not he
Sup,
learned does not have his animus up. So we can't get purgation off of the trike. But
go
things are
with,
still
Boss
coming up, Millhouse.
It's gonna walk up into this gap and
Gonna enrage.
the
Make
fat boy.
Mechagodzilla angry.
You also have 3-inch melee.
Yes.
Okay. We're just gonna walk to a spot that we're within 3 of you for. Something like this.
Yep. Slap fight in the center of the table.
I don't know if you guys are Godzilla fans or not, but from time to time,
we're gonna take the
we
Purgation
find
Pet against
Godzilla
you.
in cities, and cities have a lot of
Not once.
houses,
We hit.
and
Oh,
it doesn't go very well for those houses.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with this story.
Yeah. Just saying,
Got it.
I'm not. I would be going on Zillow and not
Corn
be
piercer
looking up
attack.
where my house currently
Hits,
is.
but no crit. POW is 20 on this, so straight dice.
Straight dice,
All
Straight
right,
dice,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
3
you're right.
to the 4.
nice.
Not good.
Straight dice 3 to the 4, baby.
Tail.
No more of those.
Tail.
Not once. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It hopped.
What? It's good.
Thought you were gonna reroll.
It's okay. It's okay.
Um,
Gunshot.
Yep.
The natural
gunshot,
prey
you
of
might as
the
well just take a
kaiju.
pistol on this. We hit. POW is 13, so dice off 7.
So,
Nope.
looking over this,
Pistol.
so good.
like
Hit,
even
dice
if
off
his dice
7.
fail him,
Nope.
I just think
Big
that
gun.
he's really not in a great
Hits,
spot.
Dice off
The
5.
death
Okay.
dealers can
2 damage.
advance
for 1.
over
Got
to
it.
the Frightmare. They can place within 3, the other 2 within 3. The one that is probably outside of 3
How many
can
left?
hit the Frightmare, sidestep
40,
into the
50.
40. All 3 of them can score
40,
probably
40.
while killing the
I
Frightmare.
think I buy horn
Um,
piercers and hope for crits rather than dice
Try and
plus 1
spike
purgation
the
attacks.
damage
Yeah,
on it.
so we buy. a
I
horn
disagree
piercer,
with
not
this.
ones, looking for a crit. No crit.
No
Straight
crit.
dice does 8
8
to
to
the
2.
3.
The 3.
Yep. We buy one.
He'll
hoping
get
for
a crit on
here.
Pierce. We know what's going to happen.
We hit and crit.
There it
So
is.
This will be dice plus
Nailed it.
I'm so good at this game.
Oh. What?
Your crit armor pierce down to 10, and
Yeah,
I'm POW
yeah,
20.
yeah.
It does 21 damage. To
21
That is
damage.
ridiculous.
I agree with you, brother.
No one should be able to do that.
That's so hilarious. I hate that mod so much.
Hoping for another crit.
I just want to let you know Trike's not good enough anymore. Nobody should bring it.
Yeah, not good enough. Remember, everybody. Shouldn't play it anymore.
We do 9.
So that's 1.
To the 1. 5 left.
5 left on the house.
We buy
5 left on the house. That thing has a shingle left.
We hit. We kill him.
I mean,
we kill him.
As Cosma said, you knew what was going to happen because it's
true.
the natural prey of the kaiju.
Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Will not revolve that.
Sure.
I just find it so hilarious that Dreamer is literally like 7 inches away from Valix, and it's not a good idea for him to go for the assassination.
I agree. At this point, like now, you just have the Knights charge in on the other.
Yeah, Knights go into the clock, backstop it so that it can't stutter away from the lashers.
Right.
He's down to 1 as well.
He's down to 1 from corrosion. Ooh. But yeah, you might get a crit knockdown on the cab charge. But you probably go to lashers first and just drag him closer.
Right where I want to.
I don't think you need to drag him closer because the Knights repo, right? So assuming
so
they kill
I believe that center corrosion thing they're treating as a building. So their charge is actually pretty blocked.
Played against the clocks before.
Yeah, fuck them. Map 6 needing a 7.
There are children watching this.
We hit, but don't crit.
Armor 18.
Off 6. Does 3 to the 1. Sorry, 2 to the 1. 2 to the 1.
2 to the 1.
His offhand attack.
Second attack. I mean, these are just kind of tertiary attacks.
The other guy's charge. He crits, but I think I miss. You're 13?
I'm at 13.
Yeah, we miss.
Ooh, that
Offhand
sucks.
Attack. No crit. POW 12 is dice off 6. 2 damage to the 4. 4. Look at that.
No aspects taken out. No stutter.
Thank you for
never happened.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I've killed one time. I killed a clock with the last attack.
Yep.
Where it had like 4 health left, 1 in each aspect,
Right.
2 in another, or 2 in one of the aspects. And
I do think he needs to be a little careful. Oh, never mind. He backstopped it well enough.
There's that guy. This guy was the middle guy, and this guy is over
I don't know if he did because he can just
Matt,
go
7 attack,
back
a
towards
6.
the.
You got it no matter what.
Hits. POW is 14 because you didn't battle drive him. Dice off 4.
Yeah, no, actually, this was a bit of a screw up on Ike's side.
Yeah, he couldn't go backwards towards the.
Because I thought it was a push. It's just a place.
This one.
Yeah, it's a
Matt,
place.
7,
So yeah, he can go
6.
between those lashers.
We hit, we crit, we knock you down.
Now
But it doesn't matter. He's not.
To add insult to injury.
But it is a place effect, so I don't think it matters if it's knocked down, does
5
it?
to the 3. We don't hop you again. No, we hop you, right?
Yeah, you did. Took my body out.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Who has left to go?
One
on
more
my
cav.
knockdown on fire.
On your
clock.
knockdown fire. Correct.
The problem is that
Although,
through
if I
him stuttering,
get
he's also
one more
giving him the
attack from
scenario
you,
point.
I do.
That's true.
1 or 2.
One more attack from
Because if I flutter away, then I won't contest.
I mean,
Yeah, but if you die, you won't contest
Oh,
either.
no, 'cause you,
That is a fact.
fountain.
So and you auto hit at this point, right? So like,
Mhm.
I don't know that you can contest. And
I don't think he can.
stay outside of his melee.
well, yeah, but
So I'll just stay there in the hopes that you roll like shit.
Yeah.
There it is.
Automatically
fair
hit
enough.
here. Dice minus 4.
And you roll 2 6s.
9.
So well played, sir.
Yeah. Is that all he had?
Yeah, he had 8 points of damage left.
Sweet.
Wow, 1 point over death.
yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly
I
what
mean,
was hoping for.
everything's dead. All that's left is Dreamer
You are
and
in the
a silly horse with too many faces.
Right.
I'm in a seat.
He still has death
I'm in the
dealers
car
to go,
seat
by the way.
in the back.
Let's see. I think Valix can kill a Frightmare for free
Look,
because
I'm running out of models.
yeah, I'm just Dreamer has what spells?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We do this. We go here and here. And
Now
we
he's taking
clean
off
3
Fury off of the trike to allow him. He does have
Fury
9
and
minutes,
you've killed-
but like,
But he doesn't have to do anything because
does he have to do anything?
yeah, well, because he can just he can just pass the turn and score,
Yeah.
right? Like because he's got enough he's got enough
gonna hit you
models
with
to
his,
score all the
crit
things, and there's
knockdown,
not enough models to
sword
contest.
first.
So as long as
Yep.
he just keeps Valak safe at this point, he
Right.
just
Something that's
wins
enough.
just
PAL
by passing
13
over the
Weapon
clock.
Master.
So
Off
2?
3, have some respect.
With the exception of maybe he needs to move
Oof,
those
9
guys
to
at
the
the top
6.
of the
We're gonna
screen
drag you in.
within 3 to score that, which is what I think.
The wind strikers are within 3.
We're
Yeah.
gonna
I don't
vanish
think
for
that they
one.
are. There's no way that bottom, the ones
They
that are
checked
close.
it. He did.
Sure.
It's a long 3, but it's there.
Oh wait, no.
I think he messed up when he placed. I think he
Hell yeah.
checked some of
Here
them,
we
but I
go.
don't think he checked those
We're gonna
bottom
hit you
2.
with our
Oh,
other
whatever.
attack.
Sure.
We hit with a 6 at mat 7. We'll drag you in
Again,
again.
it's not going to affect the game.
It's not at all.
There it is.
Probably kill him.
Pal 13 Weapon Master off 3.
Off 3.
Is another 5 to the 2.
Okay.
How many left?
Yes, 8.
We'll buy one. With the knockdown. No crit. Off 3. 9
Dead.
to the 2.
Kills him. Yeah.
That'll trigger sprint.
I know this is a really silly thing to say, but like he does need to be clock conscious and not just stand there.
I think he
Three of the
just needs
strikes
to
there?
keep
Oh,
keep
that's
your
right.
caster save
Passive.
conscious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would have sprinted maybe behind the wall even.
These guys
But
run,
again, we're looking at like Abyssal Gate.
and
Like
this guy
it's-
runs.
that's his only thing he has left.
2, 4, 6, 8,
I think he just keeps the Death Dealers there.
10.
Jake, he has Dreamer
11,
left to attack. That is
run.
it.
And I think we pause here.
He had an entire unit of
I'll
Death
score
Dealers and a
1,
Vipex to go.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
To go to 8.
Mm-hmm.
I controlled the middle of the table. So I will do.
Yeah, good thing he rolled for those
I'll
crits.
take D3 off the 50 because I
Easy
don't want to
peasy.
pop my unit
Right.
over there.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters, but we'll pop 2 of those guys over there, and then you have nothing to score it with anyway. We'll do that.
I think
So it'll
once
pop.
he started
points,
actually rolling attacks,
Right,
Oh
you do.
no, because it happens before score. So I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll take 2 off of here.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I score the 4 to go.
sorry, I was just listening to the players.
And I'm going to pause whenever you're ready.
I think once he started actually rolling damage, yeah, there you said it before. I could. I don't think he actually kills it
Score
without
one more
crits.
time. 1, 2,
But,
3, 4.
Yeah, so that
and
is
this
going
time I'll
to
pick that guy
wrap
to
up
see if I get
the
extra
final game on
So
stream
1,
for this event.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
I'll just go
It
13.
was. We do see that top table is still going on between
Thank you.
Sterling and Bazooka Dan. I want to
There was
give
a
a
couple of
congratulations
times in there
to Ike
where
for taking the game on
I
stream.
felt like I was
That was
playing
the second
fair
one of the
around the
event on
house,
stream.
which I think was
So
important
congrats to
at
him.
that stage of the game.
He
that
will
stage,
end the day
yes.
going
But
looks like 4-1.
I also
And we will see where that puts him on the podium if he makes it.
Even from the
And
deployment, I put my
yeah,
ace layers too
overall,
far
I
over
think this
Yeah.
was a fantastic
to-
event.
usually I
I
have
really
it closer,
appreciate you
it's not
guys
on the
having me.
barrage on that.
Had a lot of
So
fun
then they're gonna
commentating
threaten,
games, and I hope everyone watching had a good
just that
time
2
too.
inches is such a big deal.
Yeah.
And I just didn't
All right, I
use
guess
it.
that's my cue to
When I
take us
switched
away.
from
So
King
I
of Nothing
guess that's what I'll do.
to Dreamer and then Dreamer to King of
Have a great
Nothing,
day,
I
everybody.
was
Thanks for
Big
watching.
gear shift, right?
We'll see you next
I
time
think
on the
really
Amusing
down
Panda
there to,
podcast
like,
live
reset
stream.
my thinking.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you so much. Bye bye.